Hello, everyone, and welcome to the Clockwork Cantina, episode 80, the big 80.
Big
We've
eight
made it.
oh. Yes,
The
sir.
big the big 80.
We
Um
made it. We made it indeed.
on Twitch, sorry for being a little late. By a little late, I mean a couple hours late. Had some things going on. For those of you watching or listening to the MP3 on YouTube or on wherever you get the MP3 from, there's multiple places to get it. Spotify, Google Podcasts, little self promotion right there. Um, you'll be right on time as usual. But apologies for those of you that are joining us live. Um, I had to go grocery shopping, and then that led to other things. And then when you don't drive and you're riding with somebody, it kind of leads to other things. But anyway, episode 80, 80, man. Wow, that's so many. How did we ever find so much to talk about? But we sure damn have, haven't we? Um, First half of the show will be the usual news and stuff. There's not like a ton of news. There's some news, but not a ton. I don't think. Um,
Nah, I mean news wise, yeah, it was kind of a slower week,
yeah, and we're just getting started too, with
Yeah.
this week as well. So, and in the second half, we'll talk about Black Widow. I've seen it. You've seen it. I saw it in
We've both
theaters.
seen it. Yeah.
You've seen it
So yeah,
here,
it's gonna be interesting because we both watched Black Widow, but different different ways. Josh went to the
right?
theater to go watch it, and I watched it through Disney Plus through the premiere access. So that's another thing that'll be interesting to talk about for sure. But
I
yeah,
saw
we'll
mine
get to that in the second part.
in IMAX, as well.
Okay.
Um, but yeah, we usually start off the show with what we've been up to the past week. Daniel will start us off. He's got a few things. I've got like
Yeah.
two or three things. Most of my stuff actually going to be from today, which is what's funny. Um, so
Hey
Daniel, go
man.
ahead and start us
Yeah.
off.
So first of all, uh I've been trying to survive the heat wave. That's
Oh
number
yeah,
one
it's
thing. It's
awful.
been hot as balls out here and also shout out to Baja Blast for keeping me
Hydrated.
hmm,
Yeah, boy.
we're not sponsored by Mountain Dew or Pepsi or Taco Bell or anything, but you know what? If you guys
We
want
would
to
love
sponsor
that.
us though, I'd be
Yeah.
more than happy to. I love me some Baja Blast. I'm sipping on it right now. But anyway, yeah. Shout out to Baja Blast. I love that shit. Um No, but I've been watching the movies, beating games, and why it's the usual, watching stuff and playing stuff, So
Mhm.
uh, I was showing another streamer friend uh the John Wick movies, and we finally watched the third one. Um, so got through with that. That was good stuff. I love watching those as always. They're great movies. Um, Played a little bit of Warzone, uh, as always. Well, not as always, but like whenever I get like the itch to play like a shooter game, I usually play like Apex, which I played as well. And, Apex, and I recently, recently as in like 2 weeks ago, or like within the past month, I reinstalled the Warzone, so I played a little bit of that. Got some wins. Apex played that. Got some wins here and there. I've been trying to level up the battle pass with that thing. Although I forget that to even check that thing sometimes because I'm just like, well, fuck, dude. You know, it's there, but I'm always like, yeah, we jump into a game, you play, you win or you lose, and then you start it up all over again. But that's how it goes. That's how it goes. But yeah, so Apex, Warzone. What else? I watched the newest episode of Loki, obviously. The new Monsters Inc. show came out, Monsters at Work. I checked that out, at least the first two episodes. And it's a pretty solid continuation of the original movie. So if you like Monsters Inc., you're gonna like the Monsters at Work show. Because I feel like it's a pretty solid continuation of that. They have familiar music, familiar characters, which, by the way, they brought back the original actors and actresses for those. Like John Goodman's back for Sully, and Billy Crystal's back for Mike Wazowski and so on and so forth, and
Fuck
you
yeah.
know so yeah, I that show is going to be very nostalgic for all the all the kids who grew up with the Monsters Inc. movies, and just anybody who likes the Monsters Inc. Uh, so definitely check that out if you're into that. Um, Josh and I have been continuing Saints Row 3. We should be able to finish that up here, I think Wednesday.
Yeah.
So that'll be fun. Definitely check that out.
It's been fun. And it went by, I
Um,
feel like it went by really quick, too, to be honest
yeah,
with
it
you.
kind of did. It kind of did. Like, I mean, to be honest, we probably would have been done with it by now, but we skipped a few days.
Look,
Um, and
Daniel and
then
I are pro
overall,
gamers and fast at
yeah, but
games.
like overall though, yeah, I mean, I kind of forgot how short that game is, really.
Mm-hmm.
Because like when I first played it, like on the PS3 back in the day, like like 10 years ago, it didn't feel that short to me. But now that we've been replaying it, it's like, man, this is a short ass game, dude. Like I remember it being a little longer than that. But anyway, and then on Friday I played two indie games, like two shorter, smaller games. I don't really play them a whole lot, but I streamed them. I played them. The first one was called The First Tree. It's like a story of like, I mean, to like give it a one word, I would say it's about loss.
Hmm.
Um, so the first tree you play as like this mother fox, and you have to find like her children or whatever, and then at the same time, there's a story of this guy who's talking to his wife, I assume, or his girlfriend, uh, like times that he's shared with his father and stuff. So it's interesting. It's definitely an emotional game if you're into that
Gotcha.
sort of thing. So the first tree, yeah, definitely good stuff. And then the second one that I played was called A Short Hike, which I believe was a Humble original game. I actually enjoyed it though. I thought it was a little fun adventure ish game. You play as like a little bird girl called Claire, and it's yeah, I enjoyed both of the games, man. They're both
That's
pretty neat.
cool.
If you're into like smaller indie games that you can beat in like less than 2 hours, like 2 hours or less, then I recommend both. Because I started and played and beat them both on Friday. Like I played the first three first, and then the short hike, and I enjoyed them both. They're nice little adventures if you're into smaller games.
Cool.
Um, yeah, so that's good stuff. Obviously, watch the new episode of The Bad Batch. Holy shit, it was amazing. If you guys are keeping up with The Bad Batch, I can't wait till the episode where we talk about all the whole season, the first season here. It's coming up, I think. And then
How many more episodes are there for Bad Batch? I don't even know.
we have like 5 more, I think.
Damn, I got a little bit, a little bit.
So yeah, so we'll be talking about this like sometime next month, like once it's all done and over with. But yeah, I've been really enjoying it. I cannot wait till we talk about it. So I watched that. I played a little bit more Sea of Thieves. We were doing the what's it called? Those Pirates of the Caribbean Tall Tales. Finished another one just yesterday, actually. Just last afternoon. And it was enjoyable. It's cool. The one that we did last night was the basically it was like, if for anybody who's ever been to Disneyland or Disney World, I assume has it as well, the
Mhm.
Pirates of the Caribbean ride. That tall tale was basically going through the ride of Pirates of the Caribbean. It was so cool, man. Like it was like so much so that I was like, yo, I could smell this fucking level right now that we're at, I could just smell the salty seawater, and I could see the restaurant that's at Disneyland, and it was really cool. It was really cool. So I enjoyed that quite a bit. And then last but not least, I started playing one of the old Star Wars: The Old Republic characters again yesterday. I had started my Sith Inquisitor like a while back, and I continued to play it again last night, and we're making progress through it. There's a section of that story where you have ghosts in your head, and you have to remove them. I just did that last night, and we have arrived on Corellia. So now we're uh you know, here to fight another Sith because he's being a punk. Sith are always trying to fight each other. We got to take him out, and all the while making sure we claim Corellia for the Empire. So, you know, doing multiple things
Oh,
at the same time because that's how
for
Sith
the
are, man.
Empire.
They're
Yeah.
schemers. But anyway, yeah, that's basically what I've been up to. And then I forgot to mention Red Dead Online, but I mean, I can't wait for tomorrow because we're
Tomorrow's
gonna
gonna be
be
great.
tomorrow's the big update, the blood money update. I can't wait for that, man. It's gonna be a whole hell of a lot of fun. We will
Mm-hmm.
definitely be on that, so check that out. It's gonna be a fun time.
Hell yeah.
Yeah,
Um.
that's basically what I've been up to.
Hell yeah. So the big thing was I saw Black Widow in theaters. First time been in theaters in about 2 years. The last thing I saw in theaters pre-COVID was the last, or the Rise of Skywalker. Yeah,
Yep,
Rise of Skywalker.
that's still right to now the last movie I've seen in theaters. I have not
Yeah.
gone to the theater since. So
Um, and it was strange because it's like I can't remember the last time like I had like it used to be like I go to the movies like once a year, right? It was like
yeah,
it's a little bit of an expensive kind of deal.
yeah, it is.
Um, so not going for 2 years really
Mhm.
is a whole other level of weird because in the time between uh Rise of Skywalker and Black Widow, like my main theater went out of business. The one I always went to it caved under um the pandemic, unfortunately. Like they were selling seats and everything out of that place. So I had to go to the AMC, which is in a little bit further drive away. Not super far, but still a little bit further away. Um, and I got the IMAX, the AMC IMAX tickets because I was kind of curious. I've never done the AMC IMAX tickets ever, so seen that in theater. I'm sure we'll talk more about it when we get to Black Widow, but that was like the big thing
Yeah,
I'd done. Um, Final Fantasy 14. That's the Final Fantasy MMO that I'm having a good time with, going through the main story and stuff. I've been playing it. That's kind of like the main thing I've been doing the past week is playing 14. Uh, which is crazy. Like today, I read that they've run out of like copies. Like they're not even selling them on their store anymore. They're digital. They're digital copies of the game. Like so many people are playing it now, which
that's
is
nuts, dude. You sell out of digital copies. That's kind of bonkers.
right. It's crazy. Um, and I'm having a good time with it. Story is I'm still going through the first Realm Reborn stuff. People are like, that's not even the best. You haven't even hit the good stuff yet, but you got to go through all that to get to the next part.
Yeah,
Um, but I'm enjoying it. I'm playing I started off as a Lancer. I've unlocked Dragoon, which are like these they're like dragon slayers, and they have like these jumping abilities where they do a lot of damage. Having a lot of fun with that. Which brings me to today. I did a lot of shopping today, guys. I bought some things that I've needed to get, and I'm gonna show them off here on stream because we're here and I have all the shit like nearby. So the first thing up is this Black Series I got, which is a Scout Trooper. I picked
hey, Scout Trooper from Jedi Fallen Order. Let's
I
go.
I I love Scout Troopers. They are awesome. I love their design. I love how they look. Yeah, the Fallen Order one. I love them. I love the armor design. They're like one of my absolute favorites. So I picked that up while I was out shopping. I hadn't even intended to go into the store, but I did. And I bought a couple other things that I've needed. One, I bought the fucking Pro controller. I've
Pro
needed one.
controller. Yeah,
I've been
nice.
meaning to get one. I finally got one.
Hell
Uh,
yeah, dude.
I grabbed that while I was out. I had coupons too, by the way. So I had like $5 off and then like a 15% off. So I also bought Super Smash Bros. Because I've been meaning to
Oh,
get it
nice.
and
I
I
thought you
hadn't
had
got
it
it
already.
yet.
If I'm being
No,
honest,
I did not have Smash Bros, which is funny. I always meant to get it, but I
it,
never got
you
it.
know why? It's like I thought you had it already because like we played it a lot at WaveCon,
We played a
and
ton of it at
it's
WaveCon.
like one of those things where it's like everybody, not well, I guess not everybody, but most people who have a Switch, I think, have Smash Bros. So I just kind of assumed that you had it already.
Right? No, the WaveCon was the first time I played Smash Bros. Since like Nintendo 64. Like
Damn.
seriously, like it was a long time. And
That's
I also
crazy.
bought, yeah, and I'm excited to hop into it and get my ass kicked. Um, uh, I also bought the Super Mario 3D All Stars. They had a copy, and I had a
Oh,
coupon.
nice. Cool.
And I thought it'd be fun just to throw on and screw around with. For me, that's kind of like a vacation game almost. Like you throw it in when you're in the car or something, and you play the old Super Mario's. Which some of those I've never played. I've never played Sunshine or Galaxies. I never played either one of those. So that'll be fun to mess with.
Sunshine's
I
cool. That's the GameCube one, and then Galaxy's the Nintendo Wii one. Yeah.
Yeah, I haven't I haven't played either of those. Um,
Nice,
I
nice.
also did some. You guys are gonna think this is weird, but I have like an obsession with buying things I can put shit in. So I bought this little box at like a thrift shop, and I was like, I can turn this into like a dice thing or a D&D prop, right? Like I can do a little work on it, make it like a scroll case or something.
Yeah.
I'm a weirdo for that. And you're gonna find like I also bought another one, right? So I bought this gigantic thing
Ah,
that like I
one
buy
is not
stuff
enough.
like I buy stuff I could put stuff in. Like look, see I could put stuff in there. I could make that into a scroll case or so, some fucking D&D little prop thing, right? That's also
Yeah.
not all I bought. Like I no joke, I really do have an obsession with boxes because I bought another one right
You
here.
bought another one, yo!
Uh,
One, not two, but three boxes. Let's go.
look, I can turn this into a very nice little dice box. You know, I thought,
I was gonna
like
say that
D&D
one
dice
right
box.
there, in particular, looks like a pretty, like it'd be a pretty good dice
Yeah,
box.
it's got like the little ridges on it. You know, I could do a little work on it, fix it up a little bit. You know, clean it up. I
Throw it in
love doing
the
doing
workshop.
stuff like this. But guess what? That wasn't the only. I also bought this box. Now this
Oh
box.
shit! How, dude? Hold up. I thought the third one was the last one. You got more? How many more do you have, dude?
This is the last. This is the last box.
Okay, okay, four. All right, four
uh,
boxes. You got four
This one,
boxes. All right.
this one needs to be cleaned up a bit and worked on a little bit. And, you know, the inside's a little rough. You know, it needs to tear that out and cover it up. But you know, I'm good at that kind of stuff.
Yeah.
you know, I see stuff I could put stuff in, and I'm like, I need that, and it's only like a couple bucks, right? Like I could fix that up, make it look real nice, make a dice box for somebody or something.
Yeah.
You know, I always try to keep,
Yeah.
and I love doing stuff like that. The other thing I bought, we're out of boxes now, but this is purely for to mess with Phenom. I bought German vocabulary cards that I find at a thrift
Oh,
shop.
I
This
saw
is
that
great.
I saw that on the Snapchat. I was like, I
I
didn't think you
saw
actually got
these.
it though.
No, I bought these. They're like $2. I bought these purely to mess with Phenom. Like that is the only reason I bought it. So we can, so we can mess with him there. You got the German on the front and the English on the back.
The English on the back.
Um,
Gotcha.
I'm gonna be looking through these, picking out a few, and I'm gonna be like, Phenom, give me German lessons. So like you know, I see this one I bought just more than mess with Phenom. I usually don't buy shit like this, but I was like, you know what? We were just talking about German as a language the other day, and
Yeah.
I was like, this is too real to not be
How to
a
speak
coincidence.
German? Oh, well, I know German on Discord. Let me buy this so I can fuck with them.
Yeah, exactly right.
Pretty
Um,
much.
uh, but yeah, like I bought a lot of boxes, guys, like a lot of boxes, and
Yeah, yeah.
I'm gonna use them. You know, here's the thing: I use shit like this. Like, it isn't just like gonna sit there. I put these things to use. Like, I can make props. I can make dice trays. I can make, you know, it's cool. I like messing with stuff like this. I like restoring things too. So
Gotcha.
that is, I think that's everything. I think that's all I bought today. That was all today, by the way. Everything I showed
Today's
you was
haul.
today's haul. Yeah, and I
Boxes upon boxes.
since I'm fully vaxxed now, I'm comfortable going out places. I still wear my mask and stuff, but
Right.
uh, you know, I will totally pick up if I see a box anywhere and the price isn't stupid, like a couple bucks, I'll throw it out there. I'm a collector, right? I like
Yeah.
collecting things. And boxes appeal to me because I can put other shit in. um, but yeah, do some work on those and make them look nice. Red Dead we played a little bit. I'm gonna look at my Steam really quick. Police Simulator. I didn't put Police Simulator on here. I bought Police Simulator, And I played. Let me see how long, how many hours I put in the police simulator.
Quite a bit. I mean, you even got winter to get that game.
Yeah, I bought three and a half ish hours. Sorry, my nose is a little stuffed up. Um,
3.5. Okay.
about 3.5 hours of police simulator. Still in early access. It's fun to just throw on for an hour, stream in Discord, and just like screw around with people watching because it's funny. I think it's a good stream game to be honest with you, especially like I
Could
feel
be.
like
Yeah, I can
somebody
see
for
that.
like you, Daniel, that's really good with like voices and stuff and screwing around with voices and like you could just talk shit to the
Just give
NPCs as like
everybody a
characters.
voice. Yeah.
Yeah, yeah, yeah. It's
Oh my god, this lady has 2 switchblades on her.
oh my god, dude, so many switchblades, so many switchblades. Um, Police Simulator, it's how much is this? It's $24.99. I want to say $24.99. They're still adding
25
stuff to
bucks.
it. They have a
Early access.
Trello, so you can see what they're working on, what's coming. They got more neighborhoods coming. They have like a SWAT role coming that they want to put into the game. Um, it's just kind of a silly fun. Like it came out last month. I picked it up and screwed around with it for a little bit. And with that, that's all I've been up to um, this past week.
All
Man,
right.
it was today was the most I've done. Also went grocery shopping, but I'm not gonna regale you with the tales of all the food I bought.
I bought bananas and I
I
bought
got some
some
bananas.
chicken.
A bottle of wine may have been purchased. You know, a bottle of
All right.
sangria, which is like my choice. Um,
I think we're good to get
let's
into the news
we're
then, huh?
good. Let's hit that news. Let's hit it. Let's get it. The
All
first
right.
thing is
There ain't a whole
up
lot
to
of
you,
news
bud.
today. We'll probably go through it pretty quickly, but yeah. Let's go start with the game of news. So, um, if you've been watching the show for a while now, then you probably know that we manifest things and we make shit happen around here. I don't know how. Don't ask me how, but
Mm-hmm.
it does happen because once upon a time we talked about having an aliens game, and then guess what? It's coming out, Aliens Fire Team.
Mm-hmm.
Uh, we talked about having a Predator game. Guess what? Predator Hunting Grounds. Um, talked about a RoboCop game, and we have a teaser trailer now for RoboCop Rogue City, which Josh is gonna throw up for you guys
Yeah, I'm gonna
because
play with
it's
sound.
happening, baby.
You're
It's
Our
welcome.
story,
happening.
Old Detroit. Crime has
Why is
escalated to new heights. Authorities are overwhelmed. OCP insists the situation is under control. But the question remains, who or what will send these crooks on the run and restore peace
you
to all
know?
citizens once
Look at
and for
that.
all?
Uh, when I saw this, I immediately sent it to Daniel, and I told Daniel that this is confirmation that we are indeed magic, that we manifest things.
Make it
Oh
happen.
fuck yeah! And you know, I'll be honest with you, I'm a little scared of this power that we possess. Like
Hey man,
I'm a little
if
scared.
if stuff like this keeps happening, that'd be great. Now, if we can only manifest, for the people who make games, if you're somebody out there that watches this or listens to this to our humble podcast here, and you are someone who makes games, or you have a say in how to make games, and you're somehow involved in the industry, and you can you can influence the way games are being made. Please, 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 enough with the three people, 4 people games. You guys need to start making games where you can let us have like 10 people in them, okay? Because
Yes.
listen, we know too many people, all right? And again, as Josh has mentioned in previous podcasts, this is not to brag or anything. All we're trying to say is we we know a lot of people, and we like to play games with them, but it's impossible to do so when you have to rotate people in and out because you only have 3 or 4 slots. Like, we need games where we can all play at the same damn time because there's a lot of us. All right, so give us more than 3 or 4 people co-op games, man. We need, you gotta up the count, man. You gotta up the count. You got
This
to give
is
us more than 3 or 4 people per
this
game.
is
Come
us
on.
putting it out into the universe. We want more
Yeah.
bigger lobbies for our friends to
Make it
play
happen.
with.
Yes. More
Ooh.
fun co-op games with more than 3 or 4 people. I'm thinking like 10 minimum though. That-
Okay, 10 to 15 would be nice.
I mean, it would be nice. It would be
The more
nice.
specific we are, the higher the chance of it happening. I'm pretty sure. Magic.
Yeah. All right. But anyway,
Okay, what's
RoboCop
next?
Rogue City coming 2023. This little teaser trailer didn't show a whole lot. It was basically like, some audio and the logo and stuff. But you can wishlist it now on Steam, which I've already done because, of course I'm
Yeah.
going to get it. Uh 2023, developed by Teon and the
They
publisher is
actually announced
Nacon.
it really early, didn't they? Like they don't usually
Yeah,
release announce games too
this is
like that
still 2
early.
years away, but it's a thing. It's happening. And the little store store page description that they have for this is become the iconic part man, part machine,
Oh, they got
all
screenshots on here.
cop hero as you attempt to bring justice to the dangerous, crime-ridden streets of old Detroit. So yeah, sounds cool. Looks cool. They have a couple screenshots on the Steam page if you're interested by that. Yeah, I
That's cool.
definitely something we'll,
I'm
we'll be
excited.
be having on our radar. Yeah,
I'm excited.
absolutely.
Fuck yeah.
Next up, we have the new update for tomorrow's Red Dead Online. It's called Red Dead Online Blood Money.
I'm gonna play the
So
video while you read over a little bit.
yeah, so earn your blood money across a series of daring robberies.
Thank you for agreeing
New
to meet.
opportunities and more coming in next week's Red Dead Online update. Step into the burgeoning criminal underworld of Red Dead Online Blood Money on July 13th, which is, at the time of this recording, tomorrow. And Josh and I will both be streaming this. Or actually, well, I don't know if he's going to be streaming it, but I will be. And he's going to be, and we'll be playing a co-op, so that's what I mean.
It's gonna be fun. I'm
Uh,
a bun.
Yeah, so Saint Denis, with Angelo Bronte's right hand man, Guido Martelli, in the underboss. Like I said, right hand man, underboss to Mr. Angelo Bronte, and yeah, Guido needs some gunslingers of strong constitution, as we seek to recover the valuable commodity known as capitale. Uh, so it's an exchange system for more sensitive business dealings away from the watchful eye of the taxman. Uh, but yeah, so they're gonna be adding was it crimes and opportunities? Let's see. So they're adding a new type of work known as crimes, which will range from cloak and dagger coach holdups to multi-stage robberies involving kidnapping, brutal debt collections, and more. You can do it as a lone gunslinger, or have a posse of peoples with you. Uh, so yeah, you gotta look out for the Capitale and then bring it back to Guido, and that includes hidden chests or on the remains of people that that have dared to cross your path. Um, there'll be unlocked homesteads and vulnerable camps right for the picking. And then if you earn enough Capitale, you'll have opportunities, which are dispatched by Martelli in a scheme, uh, who is or to a scheme to stifle a rising Lemoyne senator who is disrupting the Bronte operations throughout the region. Each opportunity can reveal various approaches to the task at hand. Listen to nearby conversations or look out for important targets to uncover new paths to completion and to weaken this politician's position by bringing each of the three jewels of the West to Martelli. And then there's the Quick Draw Club, which is a series of 4 distinct rapid fire passes, arriving in consecutive installments over the coming months. Purchasing each membership entitles you to rewards, bonuses, and items to help live life on the fringe of the law. Starting with Dutch's outfit, the Red Cliff. Each consecutive pass you purchase will earn you additional perks and rewards for continuing the journey. Each pass will be 25 gold bars, uh, which you can earn back by completing the passes 25 ranks. As an additional bonus, if you buy all 4 passes, you'll get the upcoming Halloween pass number 2 for free. And another cool thing for the updates or that they will be doing here within the upcoming few months is that they will have new clothing, and they're bringing back pass items from previous outlaw passes that are no longer a thing now. Obviously, back um, into the game over the like I said over the next coming weeks and months. So stuff from like Outlaw Passes number 2 and number 3, outfits such as the Vanderlyn gang uh gear, like the John Marston's outfit, Arthur Hardaway's outfit or Haraway's outfit, the Dedham outfit worn by Bill Williamson, and then Javier's the Zapatero outfit.
Who doesn't want to look
Uh
like Bloody Bill Williamson? You know what I'm saying? Like the dude is a psychopath.
yeah, so it all starts tomorrow. Very excited. Like I said, I'm gonna be streaming this tomorrow. Josh will be joining me, and we're gonna have a good time. We may have some more people there, but yeah, it's gonna be a blast. I am very very excited for this. I
Drop
love
by
Red Dead
Daniel's
Online.
stream and see how
Yeah,
many friends we actually have, because I guarantee you everybody's going to be
I can't
there.
wait, man. This is gonna be a lot of fun tomorrow. It's gonna be
Yeah,
a lot of fun.
absolutely. I'm thrilled. I'm glad. It's funny that we started messing with it like right before they announced this, right? Because like maybe
Yeah,
we manifested this too. You know, just just throwing it out there. Maybe a little bit. You know.
I think they were working on that for a while now. But I mean,
I
hey,
don't know about
we'll
that,
check.
Daniel. I'm pretty
Eh,
sure they saw it. No,
all
I'm
right,
kidding. I'm
sure, sure. We made it happen. We
kidding.
made it happen. We're yeah.
Uh,
All right.
it is funny though
Uh,
that we started playing it and then they announced
no, no, it is. It is. It is.
this.
All right, next up we have the Deathloop official gameplay walkthrough, which was a part of the Sony event here.
Holy fuck, that's
Which,
loud.
hold on, let's start there. Okay, so they have an official gameplay walkthrough, which is like about 9 minutes long for Deathloop. Obviously, we're not gonna watch the whole thing. If you want to watch it on your own, definitely go check it out. It's on the Bethesda YouTube channel. Go give them the view and all that stuff. But this is one of the games that we have seen quite a bit of. We've been talking about it for a while now. It's coming out on September 14th, uh,
Finally.
exclusively for consoles on the PS5, and then it will be available on PC. I think it's only PS5 exclusive for like a year or something, right? Because I think next year it's coming to Xbox because
I
you
actually
know
don't know.
Bethesda's owned by Xbox now, and this is a Bethesda game. So
Mm-hmm.
eventually, the PlayStation 5 exclusiveness of this will not, it's gonna go away at some point. But
I'm genuinely
for
curious. Like
now,
when you boot this game up on your PlayStation 5, is it gonna show the Microsoft logo when it starts up?
that's
Like,
that's an interesting question. Yeah,
wouldn't that'd be weird? you know?
it would be interesting.
Any of you
We'll have
that
to
get
wait
this
and
on
see, I guess.
PlayStation, let us know because I'm genuinely curious if it does or not.
Yeah, but yeah, they show you
Um,
more of the gameplay, live, die, repeat kind of deal.
I'm
They even like,
yeah. Sorry, go ahead.
no, go ahead.
Well, I was just gonna say, like, I started off interested in this game, and then they delayed it so much, and then like it was hard to, they kept showing, and then they delayed it again and again and again. I'm still kind of interested in it, but it's like at a very low interest. What about
Mhm.
you?
Yeah, I kind of feel the same. Like I was definitely more excited for this before than I was now. It's still something that I'll probably play at some point, but I'm not like super in a rush to get it. You know.
I will say I
Um.
appreciate them not like making their. I hope they didn't make their people crunch. I hope those delays were to avoid crunch. Like if this comes
Yeah.
out and they're like, "Yeah, we had to crunch the shit out of this," I'm gonna be very disappointed. To be honest with you, in those
Yeah.
in
No, I
those
get you.
in the in the people making those calls.
Mhm.
Um, but I didn't watch this. They did like a what was it? This was at like a Sony event
This
thing
was
that
at the
happened.
Sony State of Play, which we'll be talking about here after this because there's more stuff
Gotcha.
that they showed. I just wanted to bring this one up first because he was apparently like the biggest. I'm just gonna tell you guys right now. I did not watch the state of play.
I didn't either. I
Like
had it
you,
open, but I didn't watch it.
typically I would watch them live as they happen, but I didn't watch this one.
I appreciate I do appreciate Sony being like, okay, guys, this isn't here, this isn't here, this isn't here. This is kind of going to be the main focus. I appreciate when they say stuff like that, so they set those
Yeah,
expectations going in. And obviously, I would love uh for those other big things to be there, but it is
yeah,
nice
but
that
at
they
least
let you know
you're
in
not
advance,
waiting
wasting
through the whole
time,
thing, being like, well, I wonder when that's gonna happen, and it just doesn't.
right? Yeah.
Yeah. So I mean,
Uh,
overall, I mean, this game looks fine. I don't know, man. Yeah, I don't know. I
I
do
think
think
this
it's
is going to be
interesting though
a
how they
yeah. Go ahead. Sorry.
no, I was say it's interesting how they like so this game is like obviously like a live die repeat type deal, and then like when you
Hmm.
like when you get killed by NPCs or whatever, and they come and when you come back and they see you, they're like, oh, I thought we killed you already or something. I think that's pretty cool how they like
Yeah, they remember.
incorporate that kind of thing into the the NPCs being like, yo, we just killed you. Like how are you
Hmm.
But what were you gonna say?
I was just gonna say this will probably be like a I'll wait for a sale um
Mm,
type game for me. If I don't like my
yeah.
backlog is huge right now. You know this.
Same.
I know
I do
this.
have a yeah. I also have a massive backlog. I'm trying to get through it, but like it's
Hmm.
difficult when there's new stuff coming out all the time.
Hmm. The Steam summer sale did not help in that regard. It added to it.
I actually didn't really get anything this sale.
Oh, I did. uh, I need to finish up Mass Effect and move on to other things.
Yeah, man.
Um,
You got so much good stuff to play, man.
I need to finish Mass Effect, then I'll probably do Spider Man. Like, I'll put off the PlayStation stuff for long enough. Getting a PS5 is almost impossible, so I'm not gonna fucking wait for it to do these things.
Yeah, but anyway,
Uh,
the game looks fine. Deathloop. I don't know, man.
I'm
Definitely
gonna
not
watch
as
some
excited for it as
streamers
I
play
was.
it, play some of it at the very least, and just see how it is, see what
See
they
how you feel
think.
about it. Yeah.
Yeah, because like nowadays, I like reviews and stuff, but a streamer for me gives me a better grasp of a thing than just like here's a bunch of words on a file and some text and a number rating, right? Like
Yeah.
like watching whose opinion I value, or JP, or
7.5 out of 10 IGN.
yeah, or like Zeke, any of those guys. Like Zeke, I've gotten more indie games from watching Zeke than I have just like any review, because like you never see those things like getting high praise except for like channels like Zeke's. Uh, but yeah, if we are ready to move on from this, we certainly can. We've watched about half
Yeah,
of it.
we can. Like I said, it's a 9-minute video. Go watch it on the Bethesda channel. They have it on there. Go check it out.
Yeah,
As I just mentioned, though, this was a part of the Sony PlayStation State of Play. So let's talk about the State of Play.
let's open this up. Yeah.
I didn't actually watch it live, as I was just saying. I knew it was happening, but I just didn't watch it. I forgot what else we were doing. I was doing at the time. But anyway,
I think we were playing Saints
did
Row.
yeah, probably that might have been it. So let's talk about a few games. Book Moss Book 2. Jesus, that's what I meant to say. Is a little rat game for the PSVR. Uh, is there a Moss Book 1? Because I don't.
I think there is. I think
I,
there is a first game.
okay, yeah. I
Uh,
mean, I would assume so because this is Book 2. But I mean, I just
this is VR,
PSVR, dude. I don't
VR.
know.
Yeah, like it's not my deal
Uh,
really. Especially because they haven't said what they're gonna do next with VR, so like it's kind of hard to, like I assume this is like PS4 VR.
yeah.
Uh,
So yeah, I don't know. It's like VR playing as a little. I mean, it looks. To be fair, like based off this trailer, like it looks pretty cool. But
yeah,
I just, it's
little
VR, and I don't really have VR,
little mouse. I don't either.
so it's just not something that I could play even if I wanted to.
The tech is just not
Um,
there for me yet. The hardware's not there for me yet with VR. Like it'll take some time. I'm sure it'll get there eventually. It's just like it's just not there yet for me.
yeah,
You know, I just like you need a lot of space and stuff like that right now, and I don't have it. You know. Um, but yeah, that's Moss book 2. I guess
Yep,
the first game did well enough to be like, let's do a sequel. So,
exactly. And I mean, there are people out there who love VR and have VR and stuff, but I just
hmm
can't really can't really speak on it because I don't have it myself. Anyway, the next game is um Arcade Geddon, a new hero shooter for early access. It's from the people that made Predator Hunting Grounds and Friday the 13th the game. It's a
really?
Splatoon looking multiplayer game that gets a full release on PS5 and PC in 2022. Yeah,
Huh.
from the makers of Predator Hunting Grounds and Friday the 13th.
I guess they gave up with their license stuff and was like, we're doing this now, our own thing.
We're finally doing something that we can call our own, I guess. I mean,
Yeah.
yeah, it looks very Splatoon, which is not really my kind of thing.
Same.
But cool. They have their own thing,
Yeah.
It reminds me of like Fall Guys or Splatoon, that kind of thing.
Like little party games kind of deal.
Yeah,
Like,
yeah, 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 yeah.
I don't know.
That's
I'm
what
like, that's what
it
I
looks
call
like.
them, party games.
Yeah,
Oh, that's what they're
that's what it
actually
looks
called.
like. That's kind of what it looks like to me. Fine, but I don't know if I'm gonna be playing this
I'm
particular one.
I'm gonna go out on a limb and say probably not gonna check this out. No offense to those guys, I do like them
The next game
though.
we have up here is Tribes of Midgard Season 1, The Wolf Saga. Um, it's out on July 27th, which is only a couple weeks away, like 2 weeks away. So
We'll be checking this out, I'm sure.
yeah, probably looks pretty cool. There's a voiceover for the video if you want to check it out. Although I think Josh is playing the sound, so you guys might be
Yep.
able to hear it anyway.
The things that we are kind of interested in, I'll play sound for, but I'm not playing sound for like the things that don't look like we're not gonna really mess with too much. But this we're definitely
Sure.
interested in. I'm definitely interested in it. What's nice about this is that you get to have a pretty large group of folks with you, friends, co-opers. So
Yeah, we mentioned that. They mentioned that before. Yeah, if more games would be like this, that'd be nice.
yeah. Uh, oh, they have classes and things. Cool.
Yeah, so yeah, we'll probably check this game out at some point. Um, Obviously this was at the State of Play event, but it'll be on PC as well, I think.
Yep.
But yeah, it'll be a PlayStation console exclusive. Not available on other consoles until at least October.
Hmm.
But yeah, it'll be on PC as well. And yeah, we'll probably be checking that one out at some point.
Yeah.
Looks pretty neat, pretty interesting. And then
Well,
yeah, I like that you can have a bunch of people playing with you.
sorry about that air horn, guys. I hit it by accident.
What the hell?
I accidentally hit the air horn button. What's next?
The next game we have on here is called Fist. Uh,
Oh, this is the okay. I remember this.
and it's a side scroller. Comes out on September 7th on PS5 and PS4. This looks like it kind of gives me like Star Fox vibes if it was a little grittier. A little bit of Metroid slash Star
Mm-hmm.
Fox vibes.
Oh,
Maybe a little bit of what was that? What was that one XCOM-ish game with the animals?
Chimera Squad. That one.
No, not Chimera
Oh,
Squad. The one with
you
like
mean
the animals.
yeah, oh, god damn it.
They gave it away for free at one point.
And then not Biomutant. Oh god
No,
damn
no,
it.
no.
I
We're on the right track, but we haven't gotten there yet.
I can't think of it, but I know the one you're talking about. Fuck, it's based on a tabletop.
What is that
Shit.
thing called? Mutant Year Zero: Road to Eden.
That's it.
It kind of reminds me of that too, like if it was like in the same universe or whatever.
Yeah, yeah,
That's
yeah,
kind of
yeah.
what it reminds me of. But I mean, obviously, it's its own thing. But that's kind of what I think of, or the vibes
Yeah,
I'm
no,
getting
no,
from it.
you're totally right. Yeah.
Yeah. The other thing they have here is Hunter's Arena Legends, Battle Royale. Probably not something that we'll be checking out if I'm being quite quite honest.
To be blunt.
Yeah, yeah, live service Battle Royale. Uh, it's well, if you're into this, it'll be leaving early access on PC, and it's coming to PS4 and PS5 in August as a part of a PlayStation Plus. So there you go,
Oh, that guy looked like Lu Bu, kind of.
your boy Lubu.
Lu Bu. Don't fight Lu Bu, man. He'll whoop you out.
He'll
Oh
mess you
my
up, huh?
goodness, good lord! Look at these costumes. Yeah, I'm not gonna be checking this out. I'll just be honest.
What? You
Uh,
don't want to have a big old pink jumpsuit, bro? Come
nah.
on. Anyway, the next game that they mentioned was called Sifu, which you've seen before, and they have a
Yeah.
Fight Club gameplay teaser. It was originally supposed to come out on PS4 and PS5 sometime this year, but it's now slated for sometime in 2022. But here's a
This one I'm
little
gonna play
little
sound for.
gameplay
Yeah.
teaser for it. Looks pretty neat,
Uh,
to be honest. Like I remember the first time we saw this at I forget which event already.
I don't remember either which one it was.
But yeah, it
Uh,
always looked kind of neat, and the fact that you like age up, right?
I also think you get
After
to
every
play. I think you can play as a male or a female master. They may
makes
show that in
sense.
this trailer. Um,
Yeah, I mean,
I
it
think they
makes total
said.
sense.
Um, I'm super interested in this. You know, I love these. I love martial arts, and I love martial arts movies. Love martial arts video games. Um, and this is going to be interesting because you get your ass kicked and you get older, and I'm kind of curious to why that happens. If there's an explanation for why it happens,
Uh huh.
and what getting older, what changes when you get older, what's going to happen. You know, that kind of stuff. Um, uh,
I'm also curious about how why you get old every time you get your ass kicked.
yeah.
But I mean, being an old ass man beating the shit out of people has got to be pretty badass too, though.
Be a challenge. I wanna
Now,
beat this
like,
game as a young
another
man.
question I have is, how old can you get? Like, what's the limit? Like, because at a certain point, it's just like, bro, you've grown old enough. Like, you can't go past this point,
Right?
So I'm curious, how old is this game gonna let you get? But I'm very intrigued by that for sure.
I keep flipping
Next game
over
we
here.
have here is Jet: The Far Shore. It's a sci-fi adventure from the makers of Super Brothers Sword and Sorcery. Still on track to come out before the end of the year on PS4 and PS5.
Ah, it's this thing.
Yeah, I don't think I remember this game. Have we seen it before?
We've either seen this or something similar to it. I think we've seen something similar to it. I don't know if we've seen this. Um,
Hmm.
wait, maybe we have seen this.
I mean, that's what I'm asking because to be honest, I'm just being honest. I don't
I've,
remember seeing this.
they've thrown a lot of. I've seen a lot of sci-fi stuff lately.
We've
Just to be
we've
blunt,
seen a lot of games over the past year, and I'm just like,
that's true too.
have we seen this or not? Like,
I feel like
I
we
don't
did.
mean to say like I don't mean to shit on it and be like, oh, it's forgettable and I remember. I literally just me. I don't remember. We might have, but I just don't remember. I'm
Well,
just
the other
just
thing is
being
that we've
straight
seen
up.
a lot of things that are kind of similar with a lot. There's a lot of sci-fi
Yeah, I
coming
mean,
out
there's
now.
been a lot of sci-fi games that we've seen. Yeah,
Yeah, and like
it's true.
this seems like a little No Man's Sky-ish, almost like you land and get out. Apparently, it looked like
Uh huh. Kind of. I could see that. I could see
the
see
thing
what
that
it
kind
is
of
rather.
turns me off about it is just like how drab everything kind of looks. A little, not a lot
Yeah,
of color necessarily.
there's there it needs like the pop. It's something to pop because it is very
Yeah,
like it is very dreary looking. Like it's the colors are very muted. Yeah,
yeah, very, yeah. Perfect word, muted.
yeah.
Um,
Uh,
I need to see
We
more on it.
have, yeah. I mean, yeah. It doesn't. I don't. I'm not gonna completely say I won't play it because I mean, I am. You know, like I'll have to see more. But yeah. Next up we have a Demon Slayer game. Kimetsu no Yaiba, the Hinokami Chronicles. Uh, it's out on December or actually my bad, October 15th on PS4 and PS5. So so here's the thing. I like Demon Slayer and I do like some anime. I'm not like as huge into anime as other people, like, you know, but I do like some of it. And this is one of the ones that I do watch, but I'm just gonna be honest. I have never played an anime game. Like I'll watch the anime, but I've never been like, yo, let me play the game from this anime. You know what I mean?
Hmm.
So I don't know. I just never really. I mean, they're probably fun. Like this one, based off this trailer. I mean, there isn't really a whole lot going on. It just looks like you're in like in an arena fighting like uh you know monsters and stuff, but or demons. But like, yeah, I don't know. Like I don't know what the art of it is very cool. It does remind me of the anime, but I mean, I'm just like again, my thing is just like I'll watch the anime, but I've never had the urge to like play the games for them.
Yeah, the only games
Um,
I feel like I've ever really played for anime were like the Dragon Ball Z games that would come out. You know, I played those, um, and like the occasional like Yu-Gi-Oh card game that would come out. You know, but I haven't played any of those in like many years, right? Like, also I haven't watched like I can't remember the last anime I actually watched. I know this is like very popular, like the Demon Slayer is very popular with some of the Discord crew. I've never actually seen an episode of it. Not that isn't to say I don't want to see it or anything like that. It's just I used to watch a lot of anime, like
mhm.
in those like 16, 17, 18, even into the 20s. In my 20s, some I watched a lot, but like
It's just been a while.
yeah, it's like I don't know where to start. I don't know what's necessarily good. Like there's some things I want
Yeah,
to
I
I
get
want to
you.
check out. I just
Demon
there's
Slayer is
some.
good. I do like Demon Slayer. It's one of the few newer ones that I've seen that I really enjoy.
Mhm. I
It's
definitely
good
don't
stuff.
hate anime.
The
I
movie was pretty good.
I know
I
you like
really
that.
enjoyed
Yeah,
it.
you talked about
Yeah,
that.
I talked about it last week, I think, and yeah, it's great.
Mhm.
But anyway, yeah. Moving
Yeah.
on. The next game we have here is Lost Judgment. It is a crime thriller,
Yeah, this is more
uh,
of that. This game
which
came
is a
out already.
Yakuza spinoff, right?
Yeah, this game. Are I don't know if this is a sequel. If this is more content for Judgment. If this is a sequel or like more deal. I don't know what it actually
Okay, so
is.
it says Lost Judgment, the sequel to hit legal thriller
Ah,
Judgment.
gotcha.
So it's a sequel. It releases worldwide on September 24th on 2021.
There's also some controversy going around with this game. I think I read earlier.
Really?
Let me see if I can find the thread on it. I saw it
What is
this
it? Because I'll
morning.
be honest, I didn't even know this was a thing.
Um,
Like I haven't played any of the Yakuza games. I really want to, but I haven't played any of them yet. So I didn't
yeah,
even know
this is
this
like
was a thing.
I think this is like a spinoff where you play a cop.
Yeah, it's a
Um,
spin-off. It's a legal thriller is what it's called.
I don't know shit about it to be honest with you. Um,
Yeah.
Here's what it says. I'm gonna stop the video really
So
quick,
yeah,
guys, and pull the
what's the
article over here.
controversy behind this? I don't know. I
So I'm
haven't
gonna
heard of
open
it.
the article up over on Kotaku. They got it over here.
Okay.
This was published this morning. It says, uh, Sega scored a big coup by signing up Takayuki Kimura, one of the Japan's biggest celebrities, to star in its Judgment games. With Kimura comes bona fide star credentials and, of course, talent agency power. That last point, according to one report, could be the budding franchise's downfall. According to the weekly publication Nikkan Taishu, a Japanese entertainment insider, is quoted as saying that the upcoming Lost Judgment will be the last entry in the series because, the insider explains, Those on the side of the game developer and those on the side of Kimura's talent agency, Johnny's, are said to have been unable to reach an agreement regarding the platforms to sell the game. Kotaku
Really?
reached out to Sega for comment, but did not hear back prior to publication. Judgment was originally released on PS4, but a remastered version came out on PS5, Stadia, Xbox, all that. Lost Judgment will be released this fall on PS4, PS5, well, last gen, current gen. However, this past spring, when the game was announced, the Japanese website listed Windows 10 and Steam. Yakuza fan site Tojo Dojo points out that even after the listings were removed, the website's code still showed a Steam logo, something Twitter's Wario64. Big fan of Wario64, by the way. You should go follow him on
Yeah,
Twitter.
Wario's great.
Uh,
Definitely check him out. He's cool.
yeah. Also notice the game is being announced for PS5, Xbox X, S, PS4, and Xbox One. A Sega spokesperson later told PC Gamer Sega has no plans to bring Lost Judgment to PC at this time. According to Nikon Taishu, I'm reading this whole thing because I didn't actually read over it before. Tomorrow's talent agency will not okay the release of the game on PC. So the talent agency will not okay the release of the game on the PC, which might seem odd because the previous game was released on Stadia. But to be honest, it's unclear if the agency fully understood the platform. The issue appears to be a proper PC release and how that would impact the talent agency's management of Kimura's likeness and a general dislike of a PC-based platform. The point of contention, as explained by Nikon Taishu, is that Sega apparently sees the PC as vital from a business point of view. For Johnny's, which still hasn't quite fully embraced the internet like others in the music business, releasing a game directly online through a PC platform could be problematic for their business model. Because of this apparent disagreement, Taishi reports that Lost Judgment is said to be the last in the series. If so, I do wonder if this franchise will continue with another big star attached to a more amiable talent agency. So for some background, Johnny's is responsible for Japan's biggest boy bands and has traditionally been internet shy. As Music Times explains, Johnny and associates had in the past refused to allow photos of its talents from press conferences to be published online, and has since kept all of the artists from using social media. Johnny's didn't open a YouTube channel until 2018. The control that Johnny's has over the likeness of its artists has meant power. By allowing Takuya Kimura, one of the agency's most famous stars, to appear in the game, released on an open platform like PC, the agency might think it's giving that up. Thus, this could explain why Johnny's is rumored to be against a possible PC version. Kimura was previously in a boy band called SMAP, which imploded after 3 of the group's members left Johnny's in 2017. Another former member, Masahiro Nakai, left Johnny's last year, and Kimura is now the only ex-SMAP member still belonging to the powerful boy band agency. The source tells Taishu that Kimura, who is said to be quite the gamer, really got into the role of Judgment's Toyoyuki Yagami and very much wants the series to continue. Because Kimura is such a huge star in Japan, he's operated under slightly different rules from other talent in the agency, including most famously his marriage and kids were not a secret. If the talent agency is in fact preventing all this from happening, hopefully Kimura can bring about a compromise that ensures more future Judgment games. Wow, that's really interesting. And also really weird. Like, it's the talent agency that is responsible for this, right? Like, they don't want to give up. They
Yeah.
seem to have like this strong grip on their stars, and that seems a little messed up to me. Like, you know what I mean?
It's
Like, oof.
it's crazy because again, like, first of all, I didn't even know that they had Yakuza spin-offs. So I didn't even know that like they had already done one, and then this is the sequel to that one. And like, yeah, I did no idea that all this drama was going on behind the scenes, dude. Like, that's crazy, man.
That's so strange to me. And it also is like, it's almost like it's a very Japanese thing too, because they're
Yeah,
like,
because yeah, stuff like that is definitely a lot more different
they're like
out there than it is here.
years behind in certain areas. Like, wow, that truck was really loud that just went by. Uh, behind in their way of thinking in terms of like image and IP and stuff like that. So, and the internet, like they didn't have a YouTube channel till 2018. They're managing these top famous stars, and like they don't like the idea of putting something on PC. That's so strange.
It really is. Like that's kind of it's actually kind of bizarre. Like
Yeah.
I don't I don't know, man.
Hopefully they can get with the times, man. It's 2021, right? Like
I mean,
PC
at least I think it is, right? Last time I
uh,
checked, it was 2021.
PC gaming is like huge, man. Like you're cutting off a giant part of the audience, man. Like what are you doing? Uh, and,
Yeah, I
and
don't
and
know.
the fucked up part of it is like it seems like it's about power. They want power over like his image and shit. Like that seems like so fucked up to me. Like when it comes to that, you know. But like, hey, whatever. Like, um, yeah, that's that. That's the controversy with Lost Judgment, apparently. Uh,
Well, that's something that
I
I'll be honest, I did not expect to talk about something like that today. That was a little something, man. Little extra stuff than what I thought.
hmm
Uh, now that we've talked about that, let's move on to the last game we have here, apart from Deathloop. I mean, Deathloop is really the last game that they showed during the state of play, but I mean, we already talked about it, so we're gonna skip over that. The other one that they have here was the Death Stranding director's cut, which will include new story missions, combat mechanics, and a racing mode apparently. Uh, and then it'll be a $10 upgrade from the PS4 version, along with cross save support. So there you go. If you love you some what is it, Death Stranding, and you had it on PS4 and you want it on PS5, you can upgrade for $10, and you can cross save, and they're adding new story missions and mechanics, and apparently a racing mode, because I didn't even know that was the thing that you could do in that game, but why not, right? Why not add a fucking racing mode?
I saw where Hideo Kojima objected to it being called like a director's cut.
Oh really?
Like it's like they totally used his name just to try to like add more to it and then sell it because it's not like he cut anything from it, kind of deal. It's like what he was getting. What's his point? It's not like this wasn't like his game before, and that
Yeah,
some things were left out. It's like they just added to it.
yeah, because
So he
whenever you
objected
add
to the
like
name.
yeah, whenever you add like director's cut to something, it's like as if whatever was before was not the you know person in charge's vision or whatever,
mm,
so yeah, that is kind of weird. If his director's cut was the original game, then yeah, that makes it a little weird for sure. But I mean, whatever. I mean, ultimately it's just a game, it's just a name, like it shouldn't be that big of a deal. But anyway, that was our state of play news. So we had a Witcher con, and there was a lot of Witcher news. We have some Witcher news here in the game section, and we have some Witcher news here in the TV news coming up as well. But let's talk about the gaming stuff first. So for the Witcher's gaming news, we have a Witcher 3 The Wild Hunt next gen update coming to PS5, Xbox Series XS, and PC this year. They've updated the cover art as well, and they're going to be having some free DLCs inspired by Netflix's Witcher show. So that is something that they're adding as well. Uh, and that will be coming out, as I
it's
mentioned. Well, actually, at some point this year. They don't really have a date, but more information is coming soon. Anyway, go ahead,
it's
Josh.
what I was gonna say is like it's funny that when they first announced the Netflix series, they're like, yeah, we're gonna try to keep it as far from the games as possible, kind of deal. From the things that we've seen from this Witcher con is like they've completely done a 180 on that. They're like it's like they woke up and smelled the coffee of how popular the game is, and was like, wait a minute, what the fuck were we thinking? We can make so much money off this right now. And also, CD Projekt Red made nice with the author of the books. I know that there had been some controversy there previously where he felt like he hadn't
Yeah, a
been
little bit.
compensated enough in that. But I think
Hmm.
they gave him a good chunk of cash, made him happy. Um, Netflix this is just cool. This is just cool to me, man. Like I think what they'll probably end up adding is like probably outfits, like the kind of like armor and stuff.
Yeah, I'm curious what the Netflix show stuff that they'll be adding. I wonder if it is
Mm.
just like a skin, for like Henry Cavill or
Yeah, some
whatever.
people said skin for Henry Cavill, skin for Triss, skin for Yennefer and Ciri.
That
I heard
that would make sense. That would make sense. I wonder
possible.
if they're adding like any like additional like story stuff or like I don't know. It's just something else you can like do instead of just being like, oh, here's a skin you can play through the game as or whatever.
Hmm.
But
It's pretty cool, man. It's pretty cool.
yeah, it
As a
is pretty
fan of The
cool.
Witcher, I'm in.
I absolutely love The Witcher 3. It is my game of the year for 2015, and it is honestly one of my favorite games of all time. The Witcher 3 is top tier. Top tier.
Uh,
I spent a total of 150 hours from start to finish
just
on
a
that
chunky
game. And
boy.
yep. And it was on sale for the Steam the summer sale for Steam for like $10 for the game of the year
I
version. I'm like, how do you
I
not I'm like
I may have bought it.
like yeah, like if you didn't have it, like what the hell are you
I
like? Come
I
on,
I
dude.
had it, but I didn't have the DLC, so I just went ahead and bought the Game of the Year edition, which like just got the whole kit and caboodle. Um,
Yeah.
and because I've never played the DLC, Daniel's played it, but I
Oh,
think and I have never had
they're
played DLC.
great. I particularly like the Blood and Wine one. That one is chef's kiss, dude.
Hell yeah!
Fantastic. But yeah, anyway, go play The Witcher 3 if you haven't. Go get that complete edition that they're coming out with. Anyway, the other thing that they mentioned is that there's a Pokemon Go plus The Witcher mobile game coming out called The Witcher Monster Slayer, coming out on July 21st.
That's my birthday.
On Josh's birthday. There you go. If you're into something like that for the mobiles,
Oh, they got a little video.
fucking
We can play that.
yeah,
Oh, it's 15
they
seconds. That's
do.
quick.
What you want to
uh,
play is probably the gameplay one below.
yeah, we'll show that first, and then we'll go over to
Yeah.
the. Here we go. Here we go.
So again, keep in mind this is a mobile game. It's like Pokemon Go. So keep that in mind, okay?
You can be a Witcher, man. You can go out there and hunt the
Yeah.
monsters in your world.
Go hunt monsters in real life, man. Go be a monster hunter, man. Get your silver blade out and fuck them up.
Go out there and just put la la la
Yeah,
la 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 the fucking song and as you play it.
yeah. Winds howling,
It's howling.
roach.
And
In the
people are gonna be
barn.
playing this as con and as con at cons all dressed up as Witchers.
Yeah.
uh,
Where's
that's
where's
kind of
where's
cool,
where's your boy Dandelion at, man?
right? I need a bard to sing my praises as I go around.
The Leshen, like, that's pretty cool, man. It's not bad. I generally am not the biggest fan of mobile games, but
Same.
however, that being said, I still play Pokemon Go. Like I'm not even lying. Like I still play Pokemon Go. Like if whenever I'm whenever I like I'm out and about and just like let me see if there's a gym here. Or let's see if there's a Pokestop. I'm just like, oh fuck it, dude. Go catch a Pokemon here and there. I still play that shit, dude. Like I don't even I don't care, dude. It's fun. And something like this would be kind of cool too. But I don't know if I want to get into another mobile game. But like it's cool. It's not bad.
Hell yeah.
Moving on. Did you
What's
know,
next?
Josh, that there was supposed to be, or as a big Mass Effect fan that you are, did you know that there was supposed to be a spin-off for the Nintendo DS called Mass Effect Corsair?
I heard about this.
So apparently, Mass Effect Corsair was supposed to be a thing, a spin-off for the Nintendo DS, but it was canceled because the projected sales were not worth the cost to release on those expensive ass little cartridges. According to ex BioWare producer Mark Dara,
we talked
uh,
about like last week or the week before where we talked about some
yeah,
Jade Empire thing.
yeah. Josh always brings him up because he's like I said, he's an ex BioWare
He's
dude.
letting out all the dirty secrets that I want to know about. You know what I mean? Like he's
So
like,
Mass Effect Corsair was going to be a first-person adventure on the DS where you fly around in a ship and this is a quote that he said on the YouTube channel MinMax in an interview. He said, "We were gonna put it out in a part of the galaxy that was more piratey and not really fully explored. It was gonna be a combination of privateer and star control. You would be independent. You would be more like a Han Solo character, not a Spectre, and you'd be flying around, picking up cargoes, exploring. You could explore and then sell that information back to the Human Alliance." Um, So yeah, but yeah, it was canceled shortly after production due to the high cost of the DS cartridges. EA, according to Mark, he said that EA predicted the title would only sell 50,000 units, and the cost of 1050 per cart wasn't worth the steep investment of the development. Um, yeah, so knowing this information, do you think it was a good idea that they didn't end up making this, or is this something that you would have liked to have played and seen?
So, as a DS game, I'm glad it didn't get made, but I like the idea of being an independent Han Solo type character out there because
Yeah,
in the Mass
just a
Effect
smuggler
games,
and stuff. Yeah.
you're always attached to like the military alliance or the
Hmm.
Pathfinders from Andromeda. You're always mixed in with those guys. Being kind of like an independent, like an Arya type, right? Um,
Yeah.
or maybe not. Maybe that could be like the morality system. Are you a criminal like type smuggler or not? You know, like how dirty do you get type of
Hmm.
game. I think that would be a cool thing to explore in the Mass Effect universe because that's something we haven't seen a lot
I
of
agree.
as
Yeah, I
a
agree.
player. Um, but as a DS game, you know you can only do so much with that kind of tech. That's some outdated,
I
outdated now. But like back then, I never
yeah,
really was a
I
big
tend
fan.
to agree. I'm kind of glad it never came out on the DS because like for me, I've played as of now. I've played all the Mass Effect games, right? Like I'm caught up. Like you can't spoil me on nothing in regards to the games because I played them now. But there was a time where obviously I hadn't played the OG trilogy. I don't, I'd only played Andromeda, or I didn't even play that or whatever. Um, like if I had just beaten the Legendary Edition, I'd be like, well, shit. There's still one more game I have to play, and it's on the fucking DS. Like
Right?
that would kind of suck. So in that regard, I'm kind of glad they didn't make it. But I'm with Josh. I kind of think the idea of it is cool because like having just recently played the Legendary Edition, as Josh was saying, like you're attached to the alliance, and like as the character of Shepard, it makes total absolute sense to be connected to that kind of stuff just because of the type of character that you are. So I love that you are because for that for that reason. But I do like the idea of just being like a completely new character that's not tied to any of that, and just kind of doing your own thing, and you can be good if you want to be good or bad if you want to be bad. So
Mm-hmm.
the idea of it is cool, but yeah, ultimately, I think it was a good idea that they didn't do it on the DS. But that being said, yo, fucking make it happen for future games. Use that idea and make it for something else. Do you think that? Do you think that if anything that they had planned for this, they would do or will be doing for the new game or no?
I don't know. You know, because I have no fucking clue
Yeah, we
at
just don't know
all
what it's
what they're
about,
gonna
right?
do. Right? Like I
Yeah,
have no clue. I think there are definitely like in just this little bit. I think there's some cool ideas in here. Right? Like
yeah,
I just love the idea of not being necessarily like linked to anything. Like let me be
right.
let me establish here's what I want. Right? Let me
Yeah,
establish a criminal empire. Let me be like a fucking gangster Jabba the Hutt type character in space. Not
yeah,
like
yeah, yeah.
big fat slug Jabba, but like I'm in charge of this fucking world. Like I take it over. You know,
The
I'm
mighty
a
Chewbacca.
let
Woof,
me be
woof,
a
woof.
fucking shadow broker or something. Like there's some ideas in
Ah,
here that I
ah,
find
ah,
very
ah.
intriguing. You know,
Yeah, no, for sure. Mhm.
maybe you're and like you have a link to the Human Alliance, like they talk about it here. Like you explore, and then you
Yeah, and you
sell
can
that
sell them
information to the Human
information and stuff.
Alliance. Right?
Yeah, so there's
Like
they're still in it involved somehow.
what
Yeah,
if there's other fucking gangs out there, right? What if there's other criminals like us? Sell these guys out to the Human Alliance, right,
and
and get them over here.
they could include the gangs that we've previously seen in the games already, like like Zaid's gang, and
Mm-hmm.
Arya's
The Blue
people, and
Suns and stuff.
all the stuff that you see in Omega. Like it'd be cool to to explore more of that. the underworld side of things. But yeah, it'd be nice.
That part of it is cool. I like that part of it. The idea of it being on DS is like,
Yeah, no,
but
I 100% agree. I 100% agree.
um maybe one day, like I don't think they ever really truly scrap everything. Like
Yeah, of course. That's
the
why I was asking you. Like, do you think, if anything, they'll include in from this or any ideas into future games or the new one that they're working on? So
if we hadn't had that teaser trailer, like for the next Mass Effect, I would say yes. But we got that teaser trailer, and that one's kind of got me like, I don't know what they're gonna do because they
yeah,
show some certain
mhm.
characters in that
A certain
trailer.
somebody that we think we
Eh,
know.
Yeah, and like I don't know.
Yeah, we'll see. Yeah, we'll see. But anyway, it's just a cool little thing that I thought would be interesting because
No, it is cool
you
to talk
always
about.
obviously you love Mass Effect, and I am a
Absolutely.
very new fan of Mass Effect. Like I always liked it when I played Andromeda, but like now that I've played the original trilogy, I understand. I love it even more now. So
Oh yeah.
anyway, the last thing I have in here is the 1994 classic Star Wars TIE Fighter has a total conversion mod over at ModDB. And there's a little full release trailer here that I thought would be cool that we can, because like every once in a while we mainly cover like games that are like being made like uh from like all these gaming events and stuff, but like I feel like it's been a while that we've talked about like a mod or like a fan
Hmm.
mod or a fan game or something, and I like talking about that stuff every once in a while. So and we both love Star Wars, so here's
Yeah. The big thing that happens with some mods though, like we get excited about them, we'll throw them in the show, and then they'll get canceled because like people like
yeah,
download them before they're
dude, I
out.
know. Like I remember like a Payron. Remember KOTOR Payron? Like,
Yeah.
oh, dude,
The
I was so ready for that, and then it
if
just
Here's the thing, if you're working on any type of mod like that, you got to keep that secret till it's fucking done. Then you just throw it out on the internet. And there's nothing they can do about
yeah.
it. You know.
Honestly, yes. But also, I can kind of understand why they do it because, like, maybe they need help completing the thing,
That's the
and
thing, right? Like they need
it's
some
like, well, and
support.
yeah, like help us out. We're doing this cool thing.
This looks
But
great. Look
yeah,
at this.
yeah, it looks so good, right? Like a '94 game that's like total conversion. Like it looks really really cool, man.
That's cool.
Especially after playing like
Hammerhead.
Squadrons and stuff.
There's a hammerhead.
Yeah,
Okay.
Hammerhead, dude. Yeah,
That's like me when I saw Rogue One. Hammerhead.
and oh, that's the ship I know. Yeah, no, it looks fantastic, dude. It looks
Mm.
really really good for like an updated version of
Yeah,
this
this
game.
looks great. I mean, this is cool.
Super cool, yeah. So you can go check it out over at the ModDB. Um, yeah, it looks really, really, really rad.
That's
So
crazy. It's crazy that somebody was able to do that. Like, hire this person. Like, that's a lot of work. Hire them. Hire their team.
they did you can play the whole campaign like this. So that's pretty dope, man.
That's
Pretty dope.
crazy.
Yeah, it looks good. So yeah, I thought it would be cool for us to talk about it because it
No, that
looks
is cool,
fantastic.
man. Look at this shit. That's great.
And the
Wow.
cool thing is that they show you like here's what the game used to look like, and here's what it looks like now.
Yeah. That's
Yeah, it's
crazy to me.
pretty fucking a 1994 game.
Hats
Like
off to those
looks
guys,
this
man.
great. Like
That's
yeah, for sure.
crazy. I keep saying
Yeah.
crazy. That's because this fucking it's crazy to me.
No, yeah,
I
it looks really dope, dude.
like I couldn't do this.
No, dude,
Uh,
I wish I could do shit like this. Could you
no,
imagine?
that's some skill right there. Like
Yeah, so you can
wow.
follow them on Twitter. You can go on their Discord. They have links at the end of the video, or you can go to www.tiefightertc.com. The TC obviously stands for Total Conversion, so
That's cool.
twitter.com TFTC project and Discord link there at the end. So yeah, go check them out. Go to ModDB. Good stuff that they're doing over there because that looks fantastic.
That's awesome.
And that's all I got for the gaming news. I don't know if you have anything, but that's
I got a couple like just quick things. Like we usually
I
just like a quick little run through. One of them was something I talked to you with like before we went live, which was like Final Fantasy 14 is so popular, even the digital versions are sold out, which is like
that's
nutty.
I Like,
insane.
how do you sell out of digital versions? Like, that is
I
pretty crazy.
have like no clue how that's happening, but like they have like a waiting list now, like to get in.
That's that
Um,
is pretty crazy
it's
actually.
what's really crazy about it is like it's the influencers, right? It's people like Asmongold, Co Carnage, Jimmy GP, and then plus all those. All the reason I say those is because those are the people that I watch. I don't really like, not really like. I don't really watch Asmongold that much, but or at all really. But like, there's other big giant Final Fantasy 14 streamers like that I've stuck with that game. I just don't know them. Like I'm still new to it, 14 myself. If I knew them, I'd shout them
I
out. You know, but like it's
Yeah.
crazy.
I think another now that I think about it, another a good reason as to why they've been like crashing their website or why they ran out of digital copies or whatever is that I hear obviously I mean I don't play the game or anything like that, but I hear from those from people that do that the Steam version is a little jank compared to like other places you can get it at. So that might be a reason why people are like, well, I'd rather get it over here instead of just getting it on Steam. And
Yeah,
if everybody's getting it at that one place, and obviously shit's gonna be messed up. So I think maybe that's part of it.
yeah. I'm sure
But yeah,
everything kind of plays into it. Yeah.
yeah. So interesting. Yeah, I mean, I'm just watching you guys play it on Discord, and I was like, well, whenever I get the itch of an MMO, I just hop on right back on my Star Wars Old
Sotor,
Republic, man.
yeah.
Because dude, I was actually looking at like the store, like for all
Mm-hmm.
the costumes and armors and stuff. There's a lot of cool ass armor in that game, dude.
I'm
Like in
a
particular for a Mandalorian fan such as myself, there is a lot of cool Mando armors. Like they've done one like inspired by the show. They have like the armor, they have Din, they have like stuff from like they've even done like Bad Batch armor now. I was like, what?
yeah.
Like it's pretty cool how they like anytime there's a new Star Wars media project, they're like, all right, well, let's incorporate it into the Old Republic somehow.
Disney's
I
like,
think
go ahead
that's
and do
pretty
it, guys.
cool.
We want that money. They got to be making money, hand over fist, or they
Yeah.
wouldn't still be operating. Um,
Oh yeah, for sure. Yeah.
and also with their new X Pack, I know we're not gonna go deep on it, but man, with those changes that are coming, I'm real excited. Like you'll be able to play truly however you want to be. Like if you want to play a light
Yeah,
side
I
Sith,
can't wait.
you
I
have
can't
powers
wait,
that
dude.
reflect that. That's
It's
or
gonna be
or dark
fun.
side Jedi. Like that's I'm really excited.
Hmm.
Um, moving on
Yeah.
from that, we went on a little cool tangent right there.
Went on from
Um,
Final Fantasy. That is pretty crazy though. Final Fantasy, like everybody's playing it right now, dude. It's
we
nuts.
have I like Warframe, so we have a a teaser trailer. It's about a minute 13. We'll throw up here for Warframe for their TennoCon, which is like their little digital event that they do. I watch it every year, even though I don't play a lot of Warframe. It's a free game that's fun to play, where you're like a space ninja. Um, I always watch them though because they always have drops enabled when they do TennoCon. So you get like
Okay.
frames, like new out, like new like whole new frames and things like that. Um,
Yeah.
if you're someone without a lot of cash and want something to play, hey, Warframe's like kind of got that grindy itch. So like when you get
Hmm.
that thing you want to kind of grind for, that's the kind of game that
Yeah.
Warframe is. You know. So a little little teaser. Sorry, too much police simulator. Um, for July 17th, they have TennoCon. I'll probably be checking that out. Yeah, and see, you'll get Loki Prime right here on if you watch it on Twitch.
No,
Um,
damn! Look at that.
and some weapons and stuff like that. Uh, yeah, it's cool. It's cool. Just a quick little teaser there for you for those guys over at Warframe. You know, they're a hell of a team, and I like them. So, uh, this is just a SGDQ happened, which is Summer Games Done Quick. This
Uh-huh.
past couple week. I can't remember how long it runs for, but it's done. They raised $2,890,000 raised for Doctors Without Borders. I just thought that was worth a shout out because hell of a good job to those guys that organized that event.
Hmm.
Um, good for you guys. That's crazy. That's a hell of a lot of money to raise. Um,
Is
real cool, real cool. Other than that, I don't think there's anything else I want to bring up.
All right,
So if we
cool.
want to
We
move
can
on, we
move
sure can.
on to the TV news, which we'll probably the rest of the news here is like really quick, so we can probably move
Yeah.
through here fairly quickly. The House of Dragon, the Game of Thrones prequel, has added two more cast members.
Let's have a look. See. Yeah.
Uh, Millie Alcock from The Reckoning and The Gloaming as a younger version of Princess Rhaenyra Targaryen, described as the king's firstborn child. She is of pure Valyrian blood, and she is a dragon rider. Many would say that Rhaenyra was born with everything, but she was not born a man. The grown-up version of the character is played by Emma Darcy in the show, and then they've also cast Emily Carey as a younger version of Alicent Hightower, the daughter of Otto Hightower, the hand of the king, and the most comely woman in the Seven Kingdoms. She was raised in the Red Keep, close to the king and his innermost circle. She possesses both a courtly grace and a keen political acumen. Um, they are recurring roles. That there'll probably be like regular flashbacks in the show, to an earlier time period, kind of like what Game of Thrones did. And then we have like previous cast members now have like titles like if you look at we're looking at the Hollywood Reporter article. So shout out to Hollywood Reporter, THR. They're always a good source that we go to for TV and movie news. If you look at their article, they have a list of all the um like confirmed actors and actresses so far in the show and who they play. Like for example, Olivia Cooke as Alicent Hightower, Matt Smith as Prince Daemon Targaryen, and so on and so forth. They have all these other people in here. I'm not gonna read them all off because you should go check out their article over at thr.com. But it's good stuff if you're wanting to get a little bit more information, or if you want to get a little bit more excited about the House of Dragon Game of Thrones spin-off. Yeah, so go check that out. Go give them the read. There's just more casting news for this, so yeah, go give them a quick look. Now we're gonna talk about some Witcher news because we had again WitcherCon. There was a lot of Witcher news. The Witcher Netflix prequel series, The Witcher Blood Origin, has
Yes.
cast Michelle Yeoh as a sword wielding elf. She's going to be playing the role of Sion. I believe that's how you pronounce that. Described as the very last of her nomadic tribe of sword elves. An artist with a blade on a deadly quest that will change the fate of the continent. She joins Lawrence O'Furain, who's playing a warrior named Fionn, and Jodie Turner-Smith, who was originally cast as Blood Origin's lead character, but dropped out of the series due to conflict or schedule conflicts. My bad. But yeah, Michelle Yeoh's pretty badass. She's been in like Crouching Tiger, Hidden Dragon, and she's in Star Trek Discovery, and she's in a bunch of stuff. So this is a exciting casting for them. That's pretty dope. Pretty cool. And then we have a premiere release date for The Witcher season 2. It is going to be coming out on December 17th, so end of the year. We're going to be having some
Yeah.
Witcher season 2.
We'll have something to watch over Christmas.
Yeah,
Which,
yeah,
let's be
yeah.
real, we're all
Which
gonna binge it that first day.
I mean, yeah, the first weekend, at most, but yeah. So yeah, The
Uh,
Witcher season 2 has a date, and speaking of which, we have a trailer for The Witcher season 2,
oh shit, yeah.
which I'm gonna say right now, Josh has probably seen it,
I have.
but I'm gonna tell you guys right now, I still have not seen it, so you're gonna get my live
Oh
reaction to this because I
shit. See,
haven't
I
seen
thought
it
about
yet.
saving it, but all right, we're gonna pump it
I,
up. Open
well,
this.
usually I watch stuff and then you save it for the podcast, right?
Right?
So
But
now
Witcher,
it's the
I
other way
couldn't wait.
around. I meant to watch this, but I didn't. So I'm watching it right now for the first time. So here we
All
go.
right, I'm hitting play. Here we go.
We have Siri by the looks of it talking to Geralt. All right. Interesting music choice for this. So at the end of season 1, we left off with Geralt finding Ciri, and now we have them together here.
Oh man.
They're riding on Roach.
Cameron, bro. Yes.
Oh yeah, Kermoran, dude. Let's go, dude. That's what's up, man. That's pretty hype that we're going to Kermoran. Look at the swords.
Those are the swords from the game, by the way. Which is one thing that we.
Yeah, let's get serious training undergo. Let's go, dude.
This is a good trailer. I got chills, even though I've
Look
already
at the
seen it.
medallions. Yeah, Vesemir name drop. Let's go.
You kind of see him in the back there, I think. Looks like
Yeah.
him.
Okay, that was pretty cool. So again, this was my first time watching that. Oh, it's not over yet. Okay, who's this? Oh, it's Yennefer. Okay.
Yeah.
So
What are your
December
thoughts?
17th. Okay, based off of that, that's pretty hype because I am excited that we're going to Kaer Morhen, and I'm also excited that we're going to be getting into series training because I absolutely love Ciri in The Witcher 3. And in that game, she's kind of already a badass. Like we don't get to see her. I mean, well, I guess we kind of do get to see her as a kid, right? Yeah, we do
A
see her
little
as a
bit,
kid.
a couple of flashbacks, I think.
But Ciri in The Witcher 3 is kind of like a she's like not she's like what would you say her age is in that game? She's like
20s, somewhere in the 20s,
early
right?
20s maybe?
Early, very early, I think. She's
I don't know.
pretty young, I want to say.
She's young, but not like super young. Like you can tell she's a little
Yeah,
bit of like
somewhere in the 20s, I think.
she's got some age on her, but like she's not like super young or super old either. But anyway, she's already kind of like a badass in The Witcher 3, right? So I'm excited to see kind of like what we're what we're going through here at the beginning of her training here in this show, So Google says 21 in Witcher 3. Okay, that makes sense.
Yeah,
That makes a whole lot of sense. Yeah.
we're kind of right in there.
Right, yeah. But anyway,
So,
Siri is fucking awesome in The Witcher 3. So yeah.
so based off this trailer, man, like we're
That's
getting
pretty
Kaer
cool, dude.
Morhen. We're getting Kaer
Kaer
Morhen.
Morhen,
We're
Vesemir, the
getting
rest of the
Vesemir, the
Witchers.
other Witchers, bro,
The
and
other
the
witches, you see
training.
all the medallions
Like,
and all them chilling. Yeah,
I am
dude.
so excited to see all the fellow Witchers, to see Vesemir, like this is to also see them kind of embrace the game because those swords are from the game. The one they show are straight up
Yeah,
the swords from the
they
video
look
game.
like it. Yeah, yeah, they really do look like it. That's cool,
So
man.
like, I love the first season. I love Cavill.
Henry Cavill is fantastic.
Like
Not just as the Witcher.
truth.
He's we love him in real life as well, man. He's a good. He is the dude that as a dude you want to be, and all the girls want to do. Like everybody loves Henry, bro. Come on, it's
Yeah,
Henry
no,
Cavill, man.
he's so
He's
cool.
great. He's the man, bro.
Did
Uh,
you I guess you didn't see, so they did interviews during WitcherCon. Did you see the interview where he did the oh my god, I Lambert, what a jolly good fellow, instead of saying
I
Lambert
haven't seen that.
what a prick. Oh my god, you should go
No,
watch some
no,
of
I
those
haven't seen
interviews.
that. No, that's funny.
It's so funny. Um um
Uh, yeah, I'll have to check that out because I mean, to be honest, yeah, I didn't like actually watch the WitcherCon. I just kind of was like
I only saw
keeping an eye
tidbits
out.
of the
I was
interviews.
just keeping an eye out for everything they were dropping because they dropped a lot of stuff.
They did. They showed a lot.
Yeah, so they also have a date announcement for the Nightmare of the Wolf series,
This
which will
is
be
the
premiering
animu or animation,
the
I should say.
animated one. Yes, premiering on August 23rd. The Witcher: Nightmare of the Wolf.
This has a little trailer with it. I haven't seen this actually.
This looks pretty neat too.
Yeah, I'll be checking this out. Werewolf.
Yeah, it looks badass.
Much.
I'm all about it.
uh, uh, That's cool. This is cool. A lot of cool stuff came out of this. August 23rd. Cool. We get some more Witcher stuff before we get to next season.
Yeah. So cool little animated stuff for The Witcher before the season 2. I'll definitely be checking that out. Which speaking of Netflix and animation, fucking did you know that the Resident Evil show is out already?
I saw it dropped and I was like, oh, I need to
Yeah,
watch that. I
I was
haven't
like,
checked it out
it's out
yet.
already. I saw
I
that it
didn't
was only
realize
like
it.
4 parts or something, but so I'll definitely, I'll try to watch it here within the next week, and then we can talk about it, or if I'll talk about it next time.
I need to check it
But
out too. Yeah.
yeah, I definitely want to check it out because I know it's out now. Anyway, speaking of more animation, we have Marvel Studios' What If official trailer. I am super hyped for
So,
this, man.
so I didn't watch this yet. So I
Oh,
saved this one for
okay.
I
All
saved
right.
this one for
So now
Cantina.
it's the reverse, and how it usually is. I've seen this
Yeah.
already, and Josh hasn't. So
Yeah.
now we get to see him react to this for the first time.
Yeah.
Yeah,
Here we
yeah.
go.
This is cool, dude. I cannot wait for this. I'm so behind this
Oh,
idea.
got your boy Tony Stark.
Yep, it's the homie Tony Stank at the the original Iron Man movie, the very first the start of the MCU.
Oh shit, it's Killmonger.
And you got fucking Killmonger, dude.
What?
It's like, what is he doing here?
Yeah, no, what the fuck is that gonna be about? Oh, that's cool. Whoa.
The
Ah,
Avengers.
whoa.
Oh damn, they changed.
Oh shit.
Dude, the Captain Carter one, I can't wait to see that. That's gonna be dope.
Eh, whoa. Captain Carter.
Carter.
Scheiße.
Scheisse. I can't wait for all of this, dude. All of these like ideas, all these what ifs. This is the type of shit that
Zambies.
I wish more like franchises would do, because I'm like, I love what if type shit, dude. It's just so cool seeing. Dude, Chadwick, man.
Yeah. This is
So yeah,
this is cool.
it's very cool, dude. Very cool. Fucking T'Challa as Star-Lord, dude, with Yondu. That's gonna be awesome.
Yeah, that's gonna be dope. How many do they say how many stories they're gonna tell?
Originally when they first announced this, they said it was gonna be like one for each movie, which at the time was like 23 movies or something like that.
Whoa, that's a lot.
But I think they've reversed their count on that. I'm not sure exactly how many they're doing now, but I don't think
Okay.
it's that much. They may be splitting it into multiple seasons if that's the case, but yeah, I'm
Oh,
not sure.
this is the kind of thing you could do for like ever.
Dude,
Almost, like.
yeah, they could keep this up for like literally ever. Like this show could never end. Like they could keep
Mhm.
doing it for like, yeah, there's the possibilities are endless. But anyway, this comes out on August 11th. I'm very, 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 very excited for this. I literally cannot wait.
That's
A
cool.
lot of the ideas that we have here in this trailer are so dope. Like T'Challa, Star Lord, Captain Carter, even the zombie one looks like, what the fuck's going on there? You know? Yeah. I mean, I honestly I can't wait, dude. I really can't. It's something that I wish Star Wars would do as well. You know? Because like, could you imagine a Star Wars what if show? Oh, man.
Oh god. Yeah, that'd be cool.
I could go on. I could go on forever about that, but so I'm not going to, because we got other stuff we need to talk about. But God, could you imagine? Anyway, yeah, that looks cool. August 11th. We're about a month away, dude. About a month away from that. So
yeah.
very, very excited. We got a lot of good stuff coming up.
That's cool.
And then we have one last thing here, I believe, right, John?
This one's me. I throw this one on here just because I've talked about in Discord late at night. We'll talk about old cartoons occasionally. And then growing up as a kid, I remember watching this one called Silverhawks. And then while I was looking the other day, I was like, "Hold up! There's an article about there about
Hold up.
classic '80s TV show Silverhawks being reanimated by the Nacelle company." I think I'm pronouncing that. I have no clue how you actually say it, but I think that's how
Nacelle,
you
yeah,
say
it sounds like it's Nacelle.
it.
Or
And so the
looks
article
like it
is over on Deadline, so go give them a view.
Dayline, another great source that we tend to go to, so check them out. For sure.
The Nacelle company is reviving Silverhawks, a sort of space-themed Thundercats from the mid-'80s. Yes, Maju. Silverhawks was a classic animated television show developed by Rankin slash Base Productions, released in 1986. The show consisted of 65 episodes with a concept that revolved around a team of 29th century heroes with metal bodies and wings who were tasked to stop an organized crime ring and protect the citizens of the galaxy of Limbo, which had been overrun by the show's antagonist, Mon Star. He ran a mob featuring some interesting characters, including a shapeshifter, a robotic card shark, and a man with blades for arms. The team likely intended to turn the high concept idea into a space themed extension of their already successful Thundercats, but the show did not enjoy the success of its predecessor. Nacelle produces the Disney Plus's Behind the Attraction, Netflix's Movies That Made Us, The Toys That Made Us, and Down to Earth with Zac Efron. The company announced a partnership with Silverhawks LLC to resurrect the iconic animated television show. The sales announcement comes after Super 7, a pop culture design house and toy maker known for its reaction figures, announced the release of their Silverhawks Ultimates line of action figures earlier this year. In January, the San Francisco-based toy maker announced the acquisition of the Silverhawks IP, looking to ride the booming collector's market and demand for programming and streaming options with nostalgic value. Silverhawks is a beloved franchise that has been overlooked for far too long, said Brian Flynn, founder and owner of Super 7. We are super excited to be working with Nacelle to bring Silverhawks back into the limelight for the diehard fans, as well as the new generation of fans to experience the magic of Silverhawks for the first time. The enthusiasm was mutual. When I spoke with Brian Flynn the first time, I was like the character Yes Man. Yes, just tell me where to sign. And said Brian Volk Weiss, founder and CEO of the Nacelle company. So I'm not sure. I'm not sure if they're just like doing like a remaster type thing, or if they're just making a whole new show kind of deal. But the gist is Silverhawks in some way, some form, is coming back. I remember watching it as a kid. The theme song for the opening, which I'm not gonna play, they have it here, is like fucking so like catchy, and like yeah, these are the characters of the Silverhawks. Like this guy, dude, Bluegrass. There's one named Bluegrass. It's like a cowboy singer guy with a fucking guitar. Like it's so ridiculous. But as a kid growing up, they would play like, even though I wasn't born in the 80s, I was born in 1990. They would always play these old cartoons that had been popular in the 80s, and I remember watching Thundercats and like Silverhawks and like
Thunder, 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 thunder.
like I think it was called Centurions or something was a show. It's really cool that they're looking at some of those old IPs and shows and being like, yeah, we can do something with this now, modern, bring it back.
Absolutely.
So I threw that on there purposely because I have a bias for Silverhawks and thought, holy shit, they're bringing it back. So that's cool. I threw that on the news, but we can move on.
Cool.
So
Also, shout out to Monstar, man. He went on to go to the Space Jam,
yeah, right.
No, that's pretty cool. Yeah, and then Super 7 is a name that I recognize because they make like figures and toys and stuff. So that's pretty cool.
Yeah.
All right. Well, we can move on to the movie news, which we don't have a whole lot of this week. It was kind of a
Very
slower week.
Yeah, with the movie news.
We have a teaser trailer for Disney's Encanto, which is a Disney animation movie that's going to be set in Colombia.
I haven't seen this yet, by the way.
And it's an interesting concept. So let's go ahead and watch the trailer, and then we'll talk about it here a little bit after. So I've seen this already. I've reacted to it. If you want to check out my reaction, go to my YouTube channel, check it out. Anyway, we're watching it right now again.
This is very catchy. Whoa, that lady's
Casa
jacked.
Madrigal. Yeah, she really is.
It's a capybara.
And all the kids running around. It's a very like it's a very colorful and bright movie. Like the colors really pop in this, which is like the total opposite of that one game we were talking about earlier, where like everything was so muted in that, and here everything just pops.
Very
Like this,
bright. I love it.
it's very bright, very colorful. Lots of blues and yellows and pinks. Yeah. So again, Colombia is where it's set. Uh, Music by Lin-Manuel Miranda, of course. Yeah, Disney's Encanto. So definitely something to look for, or keep an eye on, look out for.
That looks fun.
The little girl there is a savage, by the way. Maybe your gift is being in denial. Like,
I want to see that now. Like that, the music was very catchy. I enjoyed it. Like that looked cool.
yeah, it's. I think it's gonna be a fun time. And then, of course, as a person of color, I'm always excited to see uh more things like this being made. So I'm all
Mhm.
for it. Give me more stuff like this. Representation, please. Anyway,
Yes.
next up, just a little something that I threw in here that seems pretty intriguing is that Taika Waititi says that Thor: Love and Thunder is so wild, it's almost like it shouldn't be made. He just talks about how different this movie is going to be, uh, you know, apart from or just how much different this movie is than Ragnarok, because as we know, he's the director of Thor Ragnarok, and everybody loves that movie. It's really really good, and just this one is going to be so much different. He says, he, as a quote to Empire magazine, he says, "Just between me and you, the readers, I've done some crazy shit in my life." He reiterated to Empire. "I lived like 10 lifetimes, but it's the craziest film I've ever done." Uh, he says, "What he's created shouldn't make sense. If you wrote down all the elements of this film, it shouldn't make sense. It's almost like it shouldn't be made. If you walked into a room and said, 'I want this and this and this. Who's in it? These people. What are you going to call it? Love and Thunder.' I mean, you'd never work again. Maybe I won't after this." Uh, he also shared a bit of what fans can expect from the movie, and it's promising a very different story than Thor Ragnarok. He says there'll be far more emotion in this film, and a lot more love, and a lot more thunder. He said, and a lot more Thor if you've seen the pictures, because yeah,
Let me
when
throw that
was it?
up
Like
for
a
you
couple
guys.
a couple months ago, there was an Instagram post. Fucking
Hmm.
Chris Hemsworth's arms are fucking massive, dude.
No. Them's Hulk Hogan arms right there. Like,
Yeah,
look
like,
at
well, I
them.
mean,
They're huge.
we know that he is gonna be playing Hulk Hogan, right? In the
Yeah, those things are them pythons right there. Is what them is.
yeah, yeah, he's a big ass motherfucker.
That's
But
great.
anyway, yeah, it's just something cool that I thought, talk a little bit more information on Thor: Love and Thunder, which I'm excited about. I'm pretty sure Josh is as well. I mean,
Yeah,
we both
absolutely.
both both really liked Ragnarok. I love Ragnarok. It's a great movie. Yeah, so I'm looking forward to seeing this. This is supposed to come out May of next year. May 6th, 2022. There you go. That is a release date. So I'm looking forward to it, man. It should be a whole lot of fun.
Fuck
But yeah,
yeah.
that'll do it, I think, for our movie news, because
We've
that's
done the
pretty much it.
news, ladies and gentlemen.
That's it.
Uh,
Yeah.
even though there wasn't a lot, we still pushed it
No,
in
there
hit
wasn't a
a
lot,
little
but
bit. Yeah.
it is what it is.
Do you need a break, Daniel?
Yeah.
All right.
We're gonna take a quick little break, and then we will return to talk about our main topic, which is Marvel Studios' Black Widow. So
Yeah.
get ready, because we're gonna go
We're gonna take a
uh
break. We'll be right back.
yeah, talk about that real quick here in a bit.
Well, I'll put some music on for you guys here on Twitch, and when we come back,
So BRB shouldn't take too long. Get ready to talk some Black Widow, guys. We'll be back in a bit.
absolutely. Hello, everyone, and we are back from our break. Um, it's good that we took a break because I had to grab something to drink because we've been chatting quite a bit here. Um, on the old Clockwork Cantina, episode 80. We're about to move into our main topic, which is Black Widow, and I'm going to put up some text here so that people know that this is what we're talking about. If we haven't, uh, make it very
If you're watching
clear.
this episode, though, I mean, you should know what we're talking about.
Yes, sir. We're probably going to spoil it, so I'll just throw spoilers on there.
Oh, we will spoil it. We absolutely.
Yeah.
If you
Boom.
haven't watched the movie yet, then don't watch. What are you doing?
Yeah, if you're in here, this
You
is
clicked on
the
this
second half of
episode
the show.
knowing we're going to talk about the show. Come on. What are you doing?
Don't. We're covering the basics. So if you're in here, here's your chance to leave right now. If you have not seen Black Widow,
We'll watch it.
we're
Come
gonna
back
get into it.
and and watch this or listen to it.
Yeah,
So.
if you haven't seen it, go watch it. Go check it out. Come back and let us know what you think, because I'm always curious to what everybody thinks. So, Daniel, we'll start this how we start every movie review or deep dive or whatever we call these when we go into movies. Did you like it?
Yes, I did like it.
You did like it. I also enjoyed it.
Yeah.
Quite a bit. So it's about time that Black Widow kind of got her due, with her own film.
I think it was it's definitely overdue. Like she's one of those characters that like makes sense for them to have made a movie for her, but like I don't know. I guess it's kind of weird because we're seeing this story which takes place post Civil War, and then obviously prior to her demise in Endgame.
Mm-hmm.
But like we're seeing it after all of that has happened already. Like this is basically like the whole movie's like a giant flashback if you think about it, because like I just said, she's currently no longer a part of the universe because Endgame. But I mean, again, that being said, it was cool. I definitely think that it was good on them to have made the movie. I kind of just wish we had gotten it earlier though, because all the reasons that I just said. But how'd you feel about opening up where we did? So we start the movie, which by the way, the opening credits of this movie were kind of. How'd you feel about that?
The Ohio sequence, the leading into the credits.
We have like the Nirvana cover, and then you see like Bill Clinton and like a bunch of '90s shit on the intro credits and whatnot.
I like the intro.
I was like, am I watching this? Am I watching the wrong movie? Is this the MCU? Is like what? Am I? Is this Black Widow? It kind of like it's weird because like it kind of it makes sense for this movie for them to have a intro like that, but at the same time, it kind of threw me off a little bit, and it was kind of odd. Like I don't know, like it both does and doesn't make sense to me. But I mean, overall, I suppose it does work. I was just like, huh. Not that I didn't knew what to expect from the intro, but I just it was kind of like, okay, so this is where we're going with this. But yeah, and then obviously we start off in Ohio, and yeah, it's like 90. What is it? 95, I think, is what they said the year was.
Yeah, see, this is the thing that kind of struck me is like, first thing that hit me is like they popped up and said Ohio, and I thought, oh, the guys are gonna get a kick out of that because I immediately thought of the Blind Wave
Yeah, the
guys.
Blind Wave guys. Yeah,
And then the year popped up, and I had this thought of, fuck, I'm old. Because they started the movie in 1995. I was like, I was 5 years old in 1995. Um, I enjoyed the opening. Um, uh, I enjoyed the music cover, very Bond esque, kind of made me think of Bond.
yeah,
Um,
it was Bond-esque. I agree.
uh,
Very espionage, which again makes sense for her character.
yeah. Which I'm a Bond fan, so the moment I saw the girl with the colored hair, I was like, yeah, okay, flashback. Here we go.
Yeah,
I'm like, I know who that is, and then they kind of show off all the other characters as they come home. And David Harbour, like young David Harbour, was like, bro, you look fucking weird. Because I'm used to him as
she
like
looks.
Hopper,
Yeah,
you
well,
know.
yeah, that's the thing. We're so used to him as Hopper and his other. Like, he kind of looked like a dweeb a little bit, but like
Hmm.
it makes sense though because he's undercover and stuff. So yeah,
Yeah.
it makes total sense. But yeah, I get what you're saying though with
I
David
also
Harbour.
I also actually wasn't like sure if he was gonna be like, I didn't know if he was gonna like in the flashback have super soldier, if he'd been super soldier yet, but yeah, he totally has. Like they established that
Yeah,
during
oh,
the
yeah,
whole chase sequence that
we
happens.
definitely see that happen. Yeah,
Um but yeah, like it's very like, so a lot of Black Widow's really funny, but the opening and like is not. It's very serious, like very like the Americans, very undercover spy shit. I enjoy stuff like that quite a bit. Um, and since I was watching it in the theaters, like when there's like a gunshot, which happens a few times in the opening, it's like super fucking loud. And like I
yeah.
hadn't been in the theater in like 2 years, so I was like, I'll
So
be
it
honest with
was
you,
kind of
I
jarring
fucking
a little
jumped.
bit.
I jumped like when there was gunshot because it's so like you could feel it, like it's because it's so goddamn loud. And
Yeah, I
like it's
mean
weird how
you got the
that
surround
was.
sound and everything.
It was great, man.
I bet. Yeah. So yeah, I forgot to bring that up again because and we mentioned it up top at the beginning of the show.
Mm,
But yes, so Josh and I both obviously watched the movie, but we watched it differently. So he
mhm.
actually went out to the theater and checked it out, and I watched it through Disney Plus and the Premiere Access version of it. So we both watched it different ways. I yeah, so anyway, go on with your with the loud noises and whatnot.
Yeah, it was just like I hadn't been there in like 2 years, so it was like just when
Whoa.
there was a boom, it was like a boom. And I was like, and I settled in. I was like, fuck yeah, it's good to be back in a theater,
Yeah,
like.
right. I was like, damn. Yeah, honestly, I can't wait to go back, man. It's gonna be fun. Again, as I mentioned, I haven't been to a theater since The Rise of Skywalker, all the way back in December of 2019, which isn't that long ago if you think about it, but at the same time, it's pre-pandemic, so
But
it
that's
might as
like
well
old
be it might as
two
well be an
lifetimes ago.
eternity at this point.
Yeah,
Yeah,
right. Like,
yeah,
um, uh, a side note, like just on being in the theater again, it was nice to see trailers roll before a movie and like see them on the big
yeah,
screen, like like it.
yeah,
They showed some
yeah.
things. They showed.
That must have been cool. What
I,
they end up showing?
so they showed like a movie for I think called Escape Room or something like that, where these people are like trapped on a train. They showed that. They
Oh,
showed a trailer for The Eternals, which made sense.
nice, nice. Another
And
Marvel movie, which we'll be talking about at some point, I'm sure.
I kept expecting them to show Shang-Chi. They never showed the
And they didn't.
trailer. I wanted to see it so bad on the big screen. They didn't show the trailer for it. They showed
Dang,
some
that's kind of
some other
weird.
stuff that I can't think of, but they did not show the Shang-Chi trailer. And I was like, I wanted to see that on the big screen. I was kind of
I'm pretty
disappointed.
sure Shang-Chi is before Eternal, so it's kind of weird that they would show a
Yeah,
trailer for Eternals
that's
before Shang-Chi.
that's what I thought.
Huh.
I'm like, I was like, they're gonna show that trailer, right? Because I've seen it at home. Obviously, I love that trailer. I've seen it at home. They did not show it at the theater, and I was very a little disappointed that they didn't. Uh, but yeah, it was good. It was good to have popcorn. I took my nephew with me, and we got the big, we got the metal tin right here, boy. Hey, you boy, hey, you were Black
Look at
Widow
that. Look at that
and
metal
metal
tin.
popcorn tin. I figured I forgot I actually had it till just this moment. Um, get those at AMC. Um, but yeah, I loved the, I enjoyed the opening. I'm somebody that doesn't like. I'm not really like when I go to a movie. I don't. Maybe I should start being like this. I should start trying to be like more little, not like critical of it, but try to like think about it more. When I'm in a movie, I'm just like I just watching a movie kind of deal. You know what I mean? Like,
Uh,
so I the opening like when she like fucking kicks the gun and I'm like because I'm curious to see. I wasn't sure like how in the know the Black Widow character as a kid is like what all does she know that's going on
mhm.
and then when they get to the airport or the landing strip on that island after they've stolen that plane and Red Guardian is taking some shots and I'm pretty sure killed a few shield agents um when they're on the run
Yeah.
there at the opening she kicks the gun out of that dude's hand and starts speaking in Russian, like "I'll kill you, I'll shoot you." I'm like, okay, she's pretty in the know on some things.
Hmm.
Um, and then we get
Straight
the
up just
whole
start speaking Russian.
yeah,
Yeah.
and then they get knocked out and do the whole Bond esque opening, which is also like they're showing like the filming of them like being in these cargo containers. They're like showing the whole Red Room training process, right? And like
Yeah.
something about all those poor girls in like the shipping container and being videoed and stuff like it made me uncomfortable, which I think is what it's supposed to do. It's supposed to make you feel like, oh, this is uncomfortable. This is a thing that probably happens in real life. Like there's probably illegal uh, trafficking of people like on those shipping containers, and like it made me uncomfortable, which is obviously the point of it. Um, but and I enjoyed the cover of Smells Like Teen Spirit. I listened to it last night actually while we were all sitting
Mm.
in voice. I was like, I'm gonna throw this on. That's why I started humming it at one point in Discord. I don't know if anybody even noticed it, but I was like humming along to it. And then I listened to the original version of the song as well. I just like kind of doing the comparing of the two.
Yeah. Yeah. I
Um,
get you.
I know some people didn't like it or felt that it was a little out of place. I like the song. I think it's a good cover.
Yeah, I mean, I
Mm,
think yeah, I think a lot of people ended up enjoying it. I just, for me, like I always preferred, well, not always, but the original is like what I'm used to. So like hearing the
mhm,
like anytime, sometimes when I hear covers, I'm like, all right, you're trying to modernize it somehow, like and again, like no disrespect to the girl who was singing it. Like I mean, she has an incredible voice, whatever, but
mhm.
I mean, I thought it was fine. Like I didn't, I didn't love it like everybody else did.
It's just
That's
it's
it,
just
it
super
is what it
slowed
is.
down. It's super
Yeah.
slowed down and meant to be very. It's just very Bond, like it
Right.
really is.
Right.
Um,
It's just up to
which
like personal preference at that point.
yeah, which
But
they go
but I
on the
think
show
yeah,
later.
yeah, I mean if it I think you're right. It fits in with this movie for sure.
Hmm. Which everybody knows music's not my strong suit either. We had that whole show where we're teaching me about music
What,
a
what
few episodes ago. Uh,
yeah.
um, what next? We see Thunderbolt. We see your
Thunderbolt
boy,
Ross,
yeah, fucking William Hurt. Um,
he appears in the Sokovia
oh,
Accords and the Civil War stuff.
looking super fucking like frail and thin. I was like, wow, she looks like drained. Like you know what I mean? Like he looked sickly almost. Um, where he's talking to her on the phone and he's like, he thinks they're closing in, and then like she walks out and she's not even where he's at. It's like she's completely fooled him. Like she's over in like a safe house in Norway. Um, uh, I'm trying to think of what happens next. Sorry, it's I kind of wish I'd had. I wish I had gotten. I should. You know what I should have done? I should have watched again when I got home, uh,
Well,
so I can
well, we don't have to
remember.
talk. We don't have to talk about the entire movie in
No,
its
but what do
entirety.
you want to talk about
You know.
next? What do you want to? What's
So
next
I
for
want to
you?
talk about the characters. So we
Okay.
have a bunch of cool characters in this movie. Again, we talked a little bit about Alexi, David Harbour's character, the Red Guardian. There's him. There's Rachel Weisz's Melina.
Oh my
There's
god.
Florence Pugh's Yelena. And obviously, of course, there's ScarJo herself. With Natasha, the Black Widow. So that's kind of like our main group there. How do you feel about each one of those and all of them together? And do you have favorites? Yeah. So
The
let's yeah. And then we could talk about the relationships between all of them and all that stuff. So
So I'm gonna start with Florence Pugh because this is my first, I believe, the first time I've seen her in anything, and
okay,
she's been in a few things. Let me double check.
she's
I
been
think I
in quite a
looked.
bit. I love her. She's awesome. I've seen her in bunch stuff. Hereditary, or wait, no, not Hereditary. I mean the other one. Midsummer. That's the one I was thinking of.
Midsummer.
It's the same director, so I got those confused. But yeah, Midsummer. She's in that. She's awesome in that. She was in was it Little Women,
Little Women.
the
Yeah.
remake? I've seen that. Um, she was in. I'm trying to think of what is it some other stuff I've seen her in. I've seen her in like yeah, again a bunch of different things, but everything I've seen her in, she's been incredible. Like she's really really good. And since we're talking about her here in Black Widow, I think she was fucking phenomenal in this movie too.
She
Like
was absolutely great. Um,
she was so good.
she was funny.
Yeah,
She was
her
funny. She was a badass when she needed to be.
right.
Um, there's a scene later on in the movie where she's like sad and like upset and crying, like I'll be honest with you, it pulled on my heartstrings a little bit. I'm an emotional
She
bitch sometimes.
she's
I like she
legitimately
got
a
me.
great actress. Like she's
She
really good.
like she got me.
Yeah.
So like she was great. I know like everybody's saying she was great, but she's legitimately fucking awesome and great. Like
She is. She
enjoyed her
really
so
is.
much in this movie. She got a new fan in me at least, because I had never seen her in anything before. I liked her a lot.
Yeah,
Um,
she's awesome.
uh, Rachel Weisz is not in this movie. I don't feel like she's in the movie a lot. She's in a good chunk, but
I feel
I
like the trailers made it seem like she'd be in it more because of
same.
the whole
Yeah,
family unit type deal. But yeah, she's not in it as much.
I kept thinking when are they gonna see
She
her,
or
and
she,
then
or she
like
doesn't really have a whole lot to do, really.
yeah,
But
she
like,
doesn't talk very much.
I personally like the whole family unit with those four. Like,
Mm-hmm.
I say the family unit. They're not really related, but
Mm-hmm.
uh, they're all. Alexi, of course, is fantastic. When he's like still fits, and she's
Mm-hmm.
like giving him the whistle and shit. Like it's great. And then yeah, I mean, what can we say about ScarJo? I mean, she's
She's
been in a
fantastic.
bunch of movies. She continues to be great in this character. I mean,
The
just
MCU would not
awesome.
be what it is without ScarJo and Black Widow. Like it would be completely different. Like it would not. Like
I've
she
loved
adds
her
so
since
much.
I love her interpretation of the character since she first came onto the MCU with Iron Man 2.
Mm-hmm.
Like that beautiful curly hair. Oh man. But anyway, dude, I fucking Iron Man 2 Widow. Oh my lord. Anyway, I digress.
um.
Yeah, I'm very excited. Oh, another thing, I thought that maybe some of these characters were gonna die, and none of them did.
Ah, they all lived.
They all live, so there's potential to see some. Well, I mean, except Natasha, but like the other three, Yelena, Melina, and Alexi. I thought one of them, or maybe I was thinking like maybe Melina was gonna go, or like
I thought she was too at one point.
like they all made it out. They all made it
Yeah.
out. So there's potential for them to appear in future
So
stuff.
death is so final, whereas life is so full of possibilities, right?
I'm
Like
I'm I'm very excited to see Yelena continue in the MCU. We
Mm-hmm.
know for a fact, and especially if you watch that post credit scene, which let's talk about that post credit scene here in a little bit, takes place after Endgame. You have Yelena Belova visiting Natasha's grave, and Val from Falcon Winter Soldier shows up,
Hmm.
and she's like, "Yo, you want to get revenge on who killed Nat?" And she shows her a picture of your boy Hawkeye, Jeremy Renner.
Yeah, I know. It's like
So
fuck no.
here's the thing: Florence Pugh and the character of Yelena Belova are gonna be in the Hawkeye miniseries that's coming out for Disney
Which is
Plus.
so great because I
She's
love
gonna be in
Hawkeye.
that, so we're gonna be seeing more of Yelena in that, and I'm sure in the future of other MCU stuff. So I'm pretty excited for that. That's gonna be pretty dope to see all that stuff. Yeah, that's gonna be cool because I really like her character. Like another thing, like we talked you talked briefly about how funny she was. I enjoyed the humor in this movie. I don't
Yeah,
know
I
how
do
you
too.
felt about it. For the most part, I liked it. There was a few stuff where I'm like, oh, I could do without that, but for the most part, I like actually really had fun with and enjoyed the humor in this.
I did. I did.
Um,
The helicopter part
Yele-
got me. I was laughing
yeah,
pretty hard at that
Lexi was
part.
funny. Yelena was fun. Like Yelena when she's talking about the how she keeps calling Nat a poser when she does that stupid silly pose when that shit had me dying, dude. That was fucking funny, man. I love like that's the kind of stuff I think is funny. And then yeah, Lexi with the helicopter and then
No,
yeah,
no, I won't make it.
yeah, and then like Majin says, Alexi and Melina thirsting over each other was fantastic. I love that
Yeah,
too.
I have so
Um,
much
yeah, so
energy.
that yeah, right. He's like, I have so much energy. I just got here from jail or whatever he says.
I just got out the prison.
He's ready to go, dude. I mean, can you blame the man? I mean, it's fucking Rachel Weisz. Come on.
Right?
But
I've been in
anyway,
love with her for just like the mummy.
the Mummy, bro. Yeah. But no, yeah. Yeah. I enjoyed all of those characters. I'm looking forward to seeing the future of where they go in the MCU because I
Yeah.
like them. One thing about the Red Guardian, I kept wondering the entire movie, where's his shield? Because he's supposed to have a shield. Like he's like the Russian Captain America, right? So I'm like, what? He has a shield. Where is it, bro? Like you never used it. I'm like, oh come on.
Yeah.
Like come on, dude. Like in the marketing and like the figures and like the toys and stuff, he had a shield and stuff. So I'm like, which makes sense that for toys and whatnot, they would have it, but I wanted to see him use it in the um in the movie. But anyway, whatever. That's just a minor thing that I wish we would have seen. And then yeah, what else can we say about those characters? I don't know. I enjoyed them all. I love all those actors and actresses though. Like David Harbour, fantastic. Rachel Weisz, lover. Florence, lover. Scarjo, lover. Like I love all four of them. Like they're all good. Um, let's talk about the bad guys here. How do you feel about Taskmaster? Because I have very strong feelings about Taskmaster in this movie.
Okay.
So I'll
So
let you go first.
so the twist I figured out on the bridge. I already figured it's a female. I already figured it's probably one of the widows. Um
Oh.
later on when they show the daughter getting blown up, I'm like, all right, I figured it out. It's totally gonna be her.
Mhm.
And I was proven correct. So it wasn't like a shock or anything like that.
Yeah,
My thing with Taskmaster, and I think this is the only knock against this movie is probably Taskmaster. I know a lot of people feel very strongly on it.
I feel very strongly about Taskmaster for sure. Yeah,
I, I, if you didn't know the history of Taskmaster, I think it might be okay. But
yeah. I
since,
actually just very quickly before you continue,
no, please.
I am curious to see how like the casual moviegoer that doesn't know anything about the comics or like doesn't really know a whole lot about Marvel in general. They're just like, oh, let's go watch this movie and because it's out and we can go watch movies again, like you, right? Like, let's say Black Widow's the first movie they're watching, kind of like you, where
Hmm.
the first movie you're watching in about 2 years, and they're just gonna go check it out because it's a movie that's out, and they want to go watch a movie in the theater. I wonder how like the casual people that don't really know much about anything, or don't really care to know much, they're just like, oh, it's just a movie. I wonder how they feel about like all like with that because you know, obviously if you know about it, like for me, well, I'll say how I feel about it in a bit, but like, yeah, I just, yeah, very strong feelings. But anyway, go ahead. That is a good point you bring up about, about that.
So, so I think if you don't know the history of the Taskmaster or anything about him really, then it's fine. The suit looks great. The power set looks great. You know, copying moves is awesome. It just ended up feeling a lot like the T-1000. Like not a lot of not a lot of talking really at all. None really. Um, and I feel like you could have done better with a character with such a rich history. I feel like you could still do the twist too if you wanted to. It feels misused. Taskmaster here feels misused. Um, to me, like you could have like it just felt like they threw him in there to copy some moves and like, hey, we got a badass villain Taskmaster to kind of pull you in. Um, so I'm not ashamed to say I was a little disappointed in how Taskmaster is used in this film. I feel like there's a better way to do what they wanted to do, but they did it. They just wanted to make Dracoff the big bad
Yeah,
that talks
Dreykov,
and,
yeah.
and so it feels like Taskmaster's misused here. That's the only knock I have on this movie really is the Taskmaster being used. How do you feel about Taskmaster?
I absolutely do not like the Taskmaster in this movie at all.
Mm-hmm.
I hate the way the suit looks. You said to you it was fine, right? I fucking hate it. It looks terrible, dude. Like when how do you have something that's so cool in the comics and then even the Avengers game that we played last year, Taskmaster in that looks so much better than in this movie. Like how do you like they try to modernize it, I guess. But when I look at it, all I can think of is like somebody on an ATV or a dirt bike. You know what I mean? Like that's what I see when I see that. I'm like, it doesn't like I don't I'm not a fan of it, dude. Like it's
the
like I don't
the
I'm not a
suit
fan
is
of the
actually
look.
the suit is actually the giveaway for me on the bridge where I was like, look how they built that suit. They built it like they built it for like a woman almost in a
Yeah.
way. Like
Mhm.
like I'm not trying to be sexist or anything, but like it's kind of built like to accommodate a little bit in the front. Um,
Mm.
so at least I felt like it was, and like I immediately like they built that a little bit strangely out there in the front, and that's kind of what tipped me off to like, okay, this is a widow, this is a lady in disguise
Mhm.
here, taking the part of Taskmaster.
Yeah.
And I immediately knew they were gonna do the Terminator shit, like when Taskmaster like the big Taskmaster protocol or whatever the fuck, and they're
Dun
showing him
dun
like learning
dun
on.
dun dun
I'm like, oh man,
dun dun dun
that
dun dun
it's a wasted opportunity.
dun 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 dun. Yeah, might as well play the Terminator theme. Yeah, yeah, you get to see the Budapest flashback, which like here's another thing. We've heard so much about the Budapest event that her and Hawkeye were supposed to take part of. Where the fuck is Hawkeye, dude? I thought we were gonna see a little bit more. I guess they meant they make it seem like Clint is the one on the voice comms or whatever. Like
Mm-hmm.
that's probably him, right? I mean
It
I don't know
is.
if it is or not, but I
I
think it
think
is
they
him.
said he recorded some lines, and that was good.
But like, man, it would have been cool if we actually saw him like a little bit more of that Budapest flashback because they mentioned that shit so much, like Budapest and whatever. Anyway, yeah. So yeah, you talk about how like yeah his dog like they show you that to set up later how the reveal of how Antonia Dracov's daughter is the Taskmaster and whatnot. But like yeah, I just man. I suppose it kind of makes sense in this version of the Marvel universe, like of the MCU with what they've set up already and stuff. But like, I don't know, man. I'm just not a fan of this iteration of the character. Like
I do want to
I've seen
say, and I think you would
Taskmaster
agree
done
with
so
me
much
here.
better.
I think you would agree with me here. Like the issue with Taskmaster isn't the fact that Taskmaster is a woman or his
Oh
daughter.
no,
It's
no,
that
no, 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 no.
it's just a Terminator. It's just like it has no. It's a machine. She's a machine, and like it's wasted potential of what could have been a great female
They
villain
just go along
slash
with the whole
character.
brainwash thing again. Yeah.
Yeah. Um. So that's why I'm talking about like if people are, I don't give a fuck if it's a
And then
female or
like,
male or dude or like it's
don't they
fine.
show her like pulling out the Black Panther claws, and then they like
Mm-hmm.
cut it to something else, and we don't even get to see what happens with that? Did they
Yeah.
just do that so they can like flex, being like, oh, here's the Black Panther claws, but we're not actually not gonna do anything with it?
Yeah. I mean, I
Because
think it
like,
kind of
because we
was.
we get to see the whole like Winter Soldier like knife move and stuff that they do, and I think what's her name, Elena, does that when we first see her as well. Um, which that's always a cool move to see. I think that one's pretty dope. But
Mm-hmm.
yeah, I'm just not a fan of Taskmaster so far in the MCU. What they've done with this character, I've seen it done. I've seen it done better before in other places, and yeah, I don't know. I suppose what they could do is, I mean, there's multiple iterations of the Taskmaster. Like there's the one that most people are familiar with, which is like what Tony Masters is his name.
Mm-hmm.
The yeah. So I mean, maybe they could do that in the future and whatnot, because or I mean, they could just bring back this version too, and maybe
Mm-hmm.
hopefully expand on it and make it better. But yeah, anyway, I'm not the biggest fan of what they did with this character in this movie.
It's just one of those things that's wasted potential. Like you had the
Yeah,
potential of a great villain gone to waste just because they do like Terminator style and they make Dreykov like the big bad, but like you
yeah,
don't even really get him.
he's a weak villain. He is a super weak
You don't
villain.
even get him to like the second half of not even the second last third of the movie, like the very toward the end, kind of.
He's kind of a forgettable villain. Like I only watched the movie on Friday, and today's Monday at
Hmm.
the time of this recording, and he's already forgettable. I'm like,
And
he,
I like Ray
he's not good.
Winstone. Like he's a great actor, but
Yeah, it's just that's the thing about MCU, dude. The MCU, their heroes are unforgettable, and their hero or their villains are very forgettable.
yeah, it just kind of
Unfortunately, they just put
yeah,
more shine on the heroes than the villains, which isn't always a huge problem, and of course that's
yeah.
not always the case. We have Thanos and Killmonger and Loki, which are three villains that everybody loves, but it's just more often than not the heroes get the shine than the villains.
Hmm.
Yeah, and Zemo, yeah, Zemo's another one, but
Zemo's like the one exception so far, really for
but
me.
yeah, you get the point. Like the heroes get more of the shine. But anyway,
Yeah,
uh, yeah, not really a big fan of Taskmaster in this,
this version
but
of Taskmaster in this movie, I feel like hurts this movie a little bit. Like
yeah,
when it's a knock for me,
the villains for sure
you
don't
could have
kind of.
really just done the widows like as like the main villains, really, any of them, or multiples of them, really, is instead of throwing in Taskmaster to me, uh, personally. That's what I. Um,
Gotcha.
but that's kind of like my really only big knock on this movie is Taskmaster.
Yeah.
Um,
Um. Yeah. So, did you did you not? How do you feel about the whole like they've done this in other movies, and I guess it's something that like isn't like the whole one that like here when they every time they switch to a new location, Budapest, Red Room, Ohio, the
yeah,
big is that do you like that, or like does it like bug you at all, or like
it
did you just
doesn't
not care? You
it
indifferent?
doesn't really bother me that I mean like it. When they did it on the Red
Like
Room, it kind of bothered me a
yeah, it's like
little bit
Red
because
Room.
it's like no shit, like like I
Yeah.
kind of know, like it was a little like I don't need everything pointed out for me. Trust me to get there, right?
Trust the audience a little bit more, yeah.
Yeah, exactly. Like I didn't need it for the
Yeah,
Red
like
Room,
it's like it doesn't bother me, that kind of stuff, but yeah, I guess when it's in giant letters and you're in a red room and it says red room, it's kind of funny to be
but like
honest.
they also did it like
uh
so when they did it at the others, it was like cut and then words. when it did it for the Red
Yeah.
Room, there was like a delay. It was a little weird. It was like a little bit of a delay, and here's this big thing. Like they want you to see this giant thing in the sky, and then it pops up Red Room. Like, duh. Like I think I know what it is.
Yeah.
So yeah, it's a very tiny thing, but yeah, like that
No,
one
yeah,
bothered me.
it's just something I thought I'd bring up because yeah. Some people, yeah, like it bothers them a lot, and others, it's like whatever. But yeah, it's funny. Yeah, so yeah, we started off the movie in the '90s. We knew that's kind of how we go a little bit. That yeah, we already talked about that though. Taskmaster we talked about. How did you feel about when Yelena and Nat first uh encountered each other again and they just started fighting? Like, I feel like it was kind of a little bit unnecessary. It's like, oh,
Yes, I actually agree with this. I don't think they needed to fight, but I like the badass sequence that happened.
I mean, it was
But
cool, but it's like did I really have to fight? Like, come on, man.
yeah, no,
It's just showing you. I guess it's showing you how badass Yelena is because she's like the little sister
they
up until
yeah
that point,
they want to show her going toe to toe with Nat and hold
and
her
they're
own.
like, yeah, because Nat's we know how good Nat is. We've seen her for many movies, and
Hmm.
here we have Yelena being the new girl on the block or whatever as a little sister, and they want to show how cool she is. I get it, but it's like they really have to fight. Like, I don't know about that.
Yeah, they feel a little much, especially when they're like, she's literally pulling a knife and trying to kill her, and like throwing her around, and like,
Yeah, they're like throwing each other across the wall. They're like fucking up that little apartment or whatever the fuck that building
well,
was. They're like,
like Nat choke slams her into a fucking cabinet at one point.
it's like
I
is this necessary? Just destroying this place that you're in just because like you want to show how badass you are to each other?
but I mean, it's fine. It didn't bother me that much. It was a cool
I
fight
mean, yeah,
sequence. I was able
yeah.
to get a
I
fight
mean,
sequence out of it. It was cool.
ultimately, it wasn't like it wasn't a huge attraction for me, but I just like that's.
I
I'm
felt
just
like
like
pulling the
I'm
knife was a
thinking
little
of
much.
I'm thinking of the movie in my head as we're talking about, it, and I'm just like that's one of the things that I was just curious how you felt about it because I'm like that's a little unnecessary.
It's weird that pulling the knife is the thing that bothers me so much because it's like they're obviously not gonna kill each other. Like, why are you pulling a knife on like if they were gonna kill each other, they would have shot each other. I don't think you needed to fucking do the knife bit.
Yeah, I
Um,
mean you can just beat each other up and whatever. I still don't know if
so
you still gotta break furniture and destroy walls and stuff, but I mean
so
I
that one
guess.
kind of bothered me. Like, yeah, I'm gonna stab you. I'm gonna stab you, sis. Like, I don't. It's a tiny thing. Tiny. That's the only thing really that bothers me about that fight. Really, is like they pull that. She pulls that knife on her. Like, really? Like, why didn't you just shoot her if you were gonna do this?
Yeah. Yeah, yeah, I mean, yeah, again, it's just tiny stuff. It's nothing huge. Like it doesn't like break the movie for me, but it's
No,
just I just thought it was funny. Yeah,
I mean, just the movie's really good, but
no,
there's like
it's enjoyable. Like, again, I really like the humor in it. The Yelena Alexi in particular, even Melina had moments of good humor.
bro, the
When
fucking
they're when
pig. Oh god, we'll talk
oh
about
my
that
god,
later.
the pig.
Uh, or we can talk about it right now if you want to. The fucking
No, yeah, go
the
for it, whatever you want to talk
the
about.
when she pulls the pig that she's got mind control named Alexi, which is also was a very funny moment that leads into a fucking terribly dark moment. Um, where she's like, I get like they control how they breathe. Like, I'll tell it not to breathe. And she turns the pig's oxygen off, not oxygen off. Like, she literally commands it to not breathe, and it doesn't breathe. And then she goes on explaining and talking at the table, and time just passes. And I'm sitting there in the theater, like, please let the fucking pig breathe. Like, please, this is horrifying. It's so dark. Like, could you imagine that? That would be awful. I felt so bad for this fictional pig that was totally never in danger at all. But I definitely it was horrifying. Please let the pig breathe. Like, that's when I was like, oh, that's who this character is. That is
Yeah.
it's so like I don't think it's a knock. It's a great moment. Like, it's a horribly great, dark, terrible moment
Mhm.
of like, oh my, I didn't expect it to go like to me. That's just terrifyingly dark. Like I wasn't expecting it at all in the movie for them to be like, it's just not gonna breathe, and then we're gonna keep sitting here talking at this table as it slowly fucking, fucking like dies at the side, not breathing. Like that. That to me, that's the most horrifying moment of the entire movie. Uh, which is saying something because Nat blows up a kid in that flashback.
Yeah.
They made me feel more for
Yeah.
that
Actually,
pig than that explosion.
for a family blockbuster film, there is quite a few moments of fucked up shit. Yeah.
Yeah.
And then, like, speaking of which, the way that Yelena jokes to Alexi about how they remove, her inside
Yeah.
stuff,
Hysterectomy stuff.
her
Yeah.
reproductive, yeah, like that's like, dude, like, sheesh, that's fucked, bro.
Yeah. Uh, which it was
And he's
totally
like,
just
yo,
to
yo, yo, chill. That's a lot. Like, calm down.
it was just to throw his comment back in his face, and I loved it. Like even though it was horrible and like talking about it, it made me uncomfortable, even though I don't have those parts. I was like,
Oh, I mean,
oh,
you don't need to have them to like feel like,
the,
ugh.
yeah, like
Yeah,
you know,
yeah,
like
for real.
and it's just horrible.
Oh, it is for
Uh,
sure. Absolutely.
so I do appreciate her just turning that on him for him being a smartass. Like, what? You have the how dare you, sir? Say that, you know?
Which speaking of which, we talked about like we're talking about that, and then like the helicopter joke when they crash down or whatever after they run out of fuel.
That
How did you
shit
feel
cracked
about
me up.
like when we first meet Alexi in the prison and he's like arm wrestling with dudes and he just fucks that dude's arm up and you see it
Oh
like
my
flapping
god!
around
They
and
show
shit?
it flop like the fucking UFC fucking
That
shit,
shit was
bro.
flapping around. You're like, oh,
I was like, oh god, I can't
yeah.
believe they showed that.
I was like, damn, David Harbour, get him, boy. Oh shit,
He's
that was
so good in
crazy,
this
dude.
movie. David Harbour's great in this movie.
Yeah, he's awesome.
when
Oh man.
when Taskmaster does the Black Panther thing and he's in his battle stance and he's talking to Yelena and it's like, is this the first time and last time we see each other? And then he looks over and she's gone and he's like, oh shit. That shit was so funny to me, dude. Like even though it's just like one little word, like his tone, his stance made it fucking hilarious. Uh oh, David Harbour's so fucking good. Like damn.
Yeah, he's great.
Uh Um, what else can we talk about?
Falling in
Uh,
the sky for like 15 minutes.
right. Um, how'd you feel about like the whole pheromone, like, and like the
Oh,
cure? Like,
the
how'd you feel about all that
cure.
stuff?
Well,
Like,
it's just like so we have the first time on the bridge, right? When like Widow's driving away, and
mm-hmm,
then we see like she gets hit by Taskmaster, and then they're like about to scrap and whatnot, and then they're like staring at each other face to face, and then the Taskmaster's like, "Oh, objective change, you got to go for the other thing," and she
mm-hmm.
goes to grab. I mean, and then that was, I mean, again, I
Actually,
think
kind
there's
of.
a lot of stuff in this that like since we have this version of these characters set up in the MCU, it kind of works for what's going on with what they're trying to accomplish here.
Mm-hmm,
Like you obviously we have the Black Widows and how they're like brainwashed and um we see how like after she gets hit after Yelena gets hit with it when we first see her and she fights the other lady, which I don't remember her name, but it's the one that she like does the Black Widow or the Winter Soldier move when with the throwing the knife and catching it, and the Winter Soldier spin the knife move thing.
mm-hmm.
Um, when she does that and like cuts into her and then like does the whole like moving it through her like
Yeah, I
fucking
was
like
like,
gut or
fucking, that's some.
whatever.
I was like, that's some samurai shit. Like that. That's awful. Like
Yeah,
getting your
like when she
gut,
does
like getting
that,
your
and then
guts
like
fucked up.
she's like, "Oh shit, what have I done?" Basically, after and she pulls an Anakin, she pulls a Vader after, like. what
Mhm.
have I done? After like that kind of thing. Um, yeah, I don't know. I again, I don't know. I think it just makes sense for what they were trying to go with here.
Yeah,
It's
they needed a reason for the widows to be the widows, and like
yeah, yeah, it just to me it just makes sense. Like we're- yeah,
uh yeah, Majin brings up a good point, which is like the Mason. The character's name is Mason. Uh, I think uh, kind of like
the dude that
the
like gets her
fixer.
the Quinjet or whatever.
I call him like a fixer, like a guy that kind of fixes things, sets things up, kind of deal.
Yeah, that guy. Yeah, that guy was that he was kind of weird having him in this. I think.
Yeah, I
I feel like we didn't necessarily need to have him
to
in the
me
movie. If I'm
that's a
being honest,
character that's forgettable. I don't think we needed him. I don't think we needed
we
that
didn't need him at
character.
all. And yeah,
He's
I kind of agree
forgettable
that
to
he might
me.
he probably was thirsting for Nat a little bit.
Yeah,
At least it seemed that way to me.
and he hasn't
Like
been previously in anywhere, has he?
in
Like
anything, right?
he's
Not that
not
I
really
can think of.
explained. I don't think. Like he just kind of is there, and I'm like, who the
He's
fuck
just
is
some
this
dude
guy?
that like gets her things when she needs them or whatever.
Yeah, like I don't. Okay, I don't buy into the friendship because it's just established in this movie, and they have like two scenes together. One at the start in the start of the movie, and then one at like the end. I'm not invested in the like. Thanks for always being my friend, person that's only in this movie one like for two scenes. Like
Yeah.
I don't. I'm sorry, I don't buy it. Like that's
Mhm.
he's a forgettable character. Like uh
Yeah, I have to agree with that. He wasn't my favorite either. He definitely is forgettable. Like I don't know, I didn't feel like you need to have him in the movie to be honest.
no, I don't think we needed him. Like he's there to kind of be a red herring for Taskmaster, I guess. But like I never even got that vibe that he was a
Like that could have been him. Yeah.
yeah, like I guess they could have set that up with like, oh, he's in the same place that Natasha is at this moment, and oh, here's Taskmaster on the bridge where Natasha is. Who would know she's possibly there? But this guy, Mason or whatever, whose name I don't
Yeah.
didn't even hear in the movie. I don't think. Um, like I never got that vibe. But I also knew from the moment that I saw Taskmaster on the bridge that it was thought it was a female character. Like, why else would you hide who's playing the role anyway? Like, um, yeah, I don't think we need that character.
Yeah, I agree with that.
Um, I love the entire prison escape stuff that happened. Yelena is constantly, this would be a cool way to die. But, like, that shit was funny. Um,
Oh yeah, this is again, the humor worked for me in this movie
hmm
for sure. For the most part.
yeah. Um, sorry, I'm reading through
What
the
are,
wiki just to try to remember
what are we
the
forgetting? Like I'm trying to like play through the movie in my head as we go through it. Talked about the post credits already. Talked about the characters.
We could talk about Nat breaking her own fucking nose, cause Jesus
Oh my
Christ, that
god,
I
dude.
fucking cringed at that part.
That was something, man.
Like she tries to get him to break off, like cause he's got this pheromone for like she can't attack him or whatever the fuck. And like
Yeah.
she's trying to get him to break her nose like so I thought it was pretty metal that Disney was like, yeah, show this obviously powerful male powerful like physically imposing male character punching this woman character who can't do anything against him right in the fucking face like 3 times. He punches her 3 times in the fucking face and she's doing it on purpose to try to get him to break her nose, which he doesn't realize at the time. And then like he doesn't even do it. So she plays it, gets him to play the part, and then she's like, I guess I'll just do it myself. Sever the nerve. And fucking smashes her face on the desk. Like, and
I
breaks
was
her
like,
fucking
damn.
nose. I was like,
Damn.
oh my god. That would hurt so bad. I couldn't even
Yeah,
do
it
that
would.
shit.
That shit would fucking yeah. Fuck that, dude. I mean, you gotta do what you gotta do, I guess. But fuck, man. Ow.
Oh my goodness. Like that would be awful. Ah. There's
It
some
would. It
cringy.
would hurt.
When I say cringe, I don't mean like bad cringe. I mean like cringe. Like ow.
Like yeah, like painful. Yeah, yeah.
Yeah, like pain cringe. Like oh fuck, that would hurt so bad. Um. Then she like fucking fixes it, and when she fixes it, I also like when like oh god, that's awful.
Oh
Um.
god, it's not good.
No, it's very bad. Uh. Um.
Yeah, I mean,
Uh.
overall, I enjoyed the movie. I feel like I have to watch it again, or at least a couple more times to see where I would place it amongst the rest of the MCU.
Yeah.
Um, but overall, I had fun with it. I enjoyed it. I like the characters. I like the humor. Not too much. Didn't like the villains in this movie.
I
But
went
you
into the
know,
movie thinking, I wonder if this will be like they got Taskmaster in here. I was like, I wonder if this is gonna be the one where they kind of turn it around with the villain. And unfortunately, they just didn't. I was
mm,
letting, much
nope.
like the previous, or good many of the previous ones, I was like kind of like let down with it.
Yeah,
I
I
was
mean,
like,
it's
man,
to be expected of at this point, really. But
mm-hmm.
you always hope for better things. I mean,
Yeah,
they're not all bad. Like again, we have
yeah,
Thanos,
mm-hmm.
Killmonger, Loki, Zemo. Yeah, so there's here and there we have some, but overall, for the most part, yeah. I mean, like whoever thinks about the fucking Malekith, fucking the Dark Elf from Thor 2. You know what I mean? Like nobody. You
And
know?
I look at it as like a storyteller, right? As a D&D like person, like your villain has to be able to match up against your hero. You know, they got to be strong. They because they add so much to the hero when the hero overcomes the villain. I look at it from that perspective. So whenever I see a movie like Black Widow that doesn't have like the best villain, I'm like, well, if they had a great villain, imagine how much higher Black Widow would have been.
Things would be elevated. Yeah,
Like
exactly.
yeah, like it's a whole other level. Like like when we got Thanos, fucking like.
Thanos, first of all, he wins at the end of Infinity War.
Mm-hmm.
Like never have the villains won in this in the MCU, and like dude straight up like smiles upon a grateful universe or whatever he says in
Mm-hmm.
the movie, right? Like just smiling at the the sunset or whatever, like on a farm. Like damn, dude, like this man straight up came in and he won. Like it's bonkers,
Yeah.
uncalled for in the MCU for sure.
I overall I like the movie. You know, I see myself seeing it again. Um,
Yeah, yeah. I feel like I need to watch it again just so I can get a better like when you watch something once, you generally I think for the most part you can. There are some instances where like you watch a movie and you're like I don't like it, but then you watch it again, you're like oh okay, I liked it the second time much better or whatever, right?
hmm
For me, this is one of those instances where it's like, well, I like it already after the first viewing, but a second viewing will probably determine how much I like it. If I watch it a few more times, I'll get a better idea of how much I like it because I know I like it, but like where amongst the rest of the MCU am I gonna put this? Like I already have it above like Thor 2 and like, some of the other ones that are not as great, but like yeah, I don't know. I'll have to wait and see, I might enjoy it certain things a bit more. Yeah, I don't know. I just for sure I know that for a fact I need to rewatch it like at least once more or a couple times more.
Oh, I forgot. I totally forgot about it, but I want to mention the "Bye Bye Miss American Pie" song, like
Oh yeah.
that Yelena loves. That was
I
one
was
of
gonna
my
bring that
favorite
up, but I
songs
forgot
as a
about it.
kid. I loved that song as a kid.
So
So we're
Josh was
like,
Elena as a kid. There you go.
yes, when it started playing, and I was like, I love this song.
My You know what I thought of? The first thing I thought of was the Weird Al fucking parody of it. My, this here Anakin guy. Maybe later. Maybe Vader someday later. Now he's just a small fry.
That's
That's
funny.
immediately what I think of when I hear that song. So I cannot get that out of my head listening to that.
What
And I just knew that at the beginning when we first listened to it when she was a kid, they were gonna bring it up later at some point. And sure enough, they did.
um, what I thought of was like those compilation music things that they used to advertise on TV that showed the classics, you know, and they'd have all these different songs from the fucking
Yeah.
back in the day. Um, I like the fact that they they like the song called "American Pie" as Russian Spice. Yes, Majin, like it is kind of funny.
Well, I mean,
Um,
we know that both Natasha and Yelena like didn't want to leave, right? Like, especially Natasha was like, "I want to stay in Ohio. Like, I want to be here."
hmm
Because they're like, "Oh, we got to go on our big adventure," you know. Like, remember that one time I told you that someday we'd have to leave? Is what Alexi says to them, and it's like, "Oh,
Big
well, that
adventure.
day's today. Get ready, get your shit ready, because we're leaving." And Natasha already knows because she's dealt with that before, but she's like, and then she's like, "Yo, why are we sending Yelena over there? She's just she's super young, right?" And then Alexi's like, "Well, shit, you were younger than her when you went or whatever, right?" I was
hmm
like,
Oh,
"Damn,
that makes me think of something that we didn't bring up that we should probably bring up, which is like Natasha is kind of curious about her mother in this movie, like her birth mother. Um,
oh
they
yeah,
talk about it a little bit, and like that she's kind of like they were paid off, but she's like you, she was relentless, and was trying to find you, and then like uh Draco was like, yeah, she's buried under a tree marked unknown, and then like that's kind of like almost the end of it. Like I thought there was gonna be like some other little bit of a payoff with it, or something. I thought they were setting something up here that may be paid off in a future movie or series or something. But I it just kind of went. It didn't go nowhere because I do think it gets paid like toward at the end in the post credit scenes where they show Natasha's grave and she's under a tree. I think it kind of pays a little bit there, but I thought they were gonna like set something else up there, but they didn't really. Um, so I was I thought I did think it was interesting that she wanted to know about her mom, and then like it never kind of gets really mentioned again after those a few instances of it. Um, I just thought there was going to be something else there.
hmm, gotcha."
Um, yeah, and then this post credit scene sets up the uh this
Yeah, post
sets up
credit scene sets
Hawkeye,
up the Hawkeye series. Yeah,
which I'm excited for.
yep, yep.
Hawkeye
I
is
mean,
one of my
yeah,
favorite characters. I love
I'm looking
Jeremy
forward to
Renner.
it as well.
Um,
I'm excited to see Kate Bishop,
her
Haley
too.
Steinfeld's character.
We're meeting
And
all
then
these new characters. Is great.
lot of cool stuff. A lot of cool stuff coming up ahead. Um,
Shit, Majin, I don't remember.
wasn't someone trying to say that Nat's father was Alexi? Wait, what? What did Red Skull say in Endgame?
Because remember,
Which
in
time?
Red Skull always says like Clint, daughter of
Soul for the soul.
or
Oh,
something
all
like
right.
that. A son
Uh,
of father, son of. Uh, did they do that for Nat in game? I don't remember.
hmm.
I kind of wish I knew right now at this moment. If they said
That's
anything.
actually very interesting.
Um,
Let's see. I'm gonna check here because he calls himself he's the stone keeper in this, so he calls himself like the guide or whatever. I don't does he introduce them as as anything? Like like
Remember him saying something
Natasha.
for. I remember him saying something for Clint, but I don't remember if he said anything for Natasha. For Nat.
Huh? I don't remember, to be honest, because I thought like it's like I know he does that for Thanos and Gamora in Infinity War, but I don't remember if he says that to Clint and and Nat in Endgame.
Right? I don't remember. Daughter of Ivan? Yeah, something like that rings a
Huh?
bell for me. There's a Reddit post here that I found. Uh, in Endgame, Natasha is surprised when Red Skull names her father Ivan, telling Clint that she didn't even know who her father was. They don't mention the mother?
Okay, so
Yes.
I went on YouTube real quick to look up the scene in the end game,
Mm-hmm.
and he does say Natasha, daughter of Ivan,
Hmm.
and he says Clint, son of Edith.
Yeah. Yeah.
Okay, so
Hmm.
I'll be honest, I forgot that he
I forgot about that too.
I yeah, I know he does it in Infinity War, but I mean, I guess it makes sense that he'd do it again in Endgame for them, right?
Yeah.
So yeah, he does do it though. He does say, yeah, Natasha, daughter of Ivan, and Clint, son of Eden or Edith. My bad.
Well, who the hell's Ivan? I want to know who Ivan is now.
I
Even
I don't know,
Natasha
dude.
didn't know.
The only Russian Ivan that I can think of is homie from fucking Iron Man 2, right? His name is fucking Ivan Vanko, bro.
I forgot.
I want my birth. I want my birth.
Oh my god.
Fucking Whiplash, dude. His name is Ivan. Like that's the
That's
only Russian
right.
dude I can think of in the MC, like off the top of my head.
Uh,
And it's
interesting.
clearly not him because she fucking, uh,
Uh,
she had a foster father named Ivan Petrovich in the comics. Okay.
interesting.
Interesting, interesting. Yeah.
Well, shit, that was. I forgot about that. I'm glad Maja brought that up because I.
Yeah, that's a little bit of interesting backstory there because
Yeah.
again I totally forgot about that from Endgame. Yeah. So yeah, it might be him, Majin. It might be him then.
Hmm.
Could be. Could
All
be
right.
indeed.
Is there anything else you want to bring up, Daniel?
Uh, Not that I can think of. I mean, for the most part, we talked about most of the things. We both ended up liking it. I definitely have to watch it again, or maybe a couple more times to see how I feel about it overall.
Mm-hmm.
But after the first viewing, really enjoy it. Or, yeah, I had fun with it. I like the characters that we now have a part of the the MCU from this movie. I'm excited to see where they go with it. Looking forward to the Hawkeye show, which they set up. And I'm very curious if Yelena is gonna be the new Black Widow, or if they're gonna make her into a villain or whatever.
Yeah.
Either way, I'm excited, but can't wait. Can't wait to see where we go from here. The next movie we have is Shang-Chi in September, and then
Oh, I'm
after
hyped for
that,
that shit.
we have the Eternals. I think that's where we are next, up in the in the docket here, and then in the order of succession. And then TV show wise, we have Loki ending on Wednesday, which, by the way, that'll be our next topic for next week because
Yeah.
that'll be over. We're gonna have two Marvel shows in a row. I mean, we usually don't do that, but that's the way the cookie crumble this time. We got the movie and then the show, so we'll be talking about Loki next time. If you guys want to talk about that, so that's the next MCU thing to be over, and then we'll have What If in August, which is 10 episodes, I think it says here, maybe. Uh, and then yeah, so yeah, we still have a lot of Marvel stuff coming this year. We have What If, Shang-Chi, Eternals, Spider-Man No Way Home, Hawkeye, and Miss Marvel. All of that is this year still. So we have a lot of Marvel coming. Um, yeah, can't wait to get on that. Like I said, we will have Loki to talk about next week because it will be all over. But I think that'll do it for our Black Widow talk. I think that'll do it, huh?
Yeah,
I think that wraps that up.
yeah, I think
So to
so.
recap,
Let's do
we
our
all
shout
enjoyed it.
outs.
We both enjoyed it. Yeah,
Yes, we did. We enjoyed it very much.
we had fun with it. Yeah.
All right,
Alrighty, guys. Thanks for joining us here.
you're up for your shout.
Thank you for hanging out with us and talking some Black Widow. We'll be back next week to talk about some Loki. Coming up for me, tomorrow, Red Dead Online. Be playing some of that with Josh and some other people. Wednesday will probably wrap up Saints Row, and then we'll see what happens after that. But yeah, stay tuned for that. Just follow me on all the places, and I'll hit let you guys know and all that fun stuff. Let us know what you think of Black Widow. We're curious to hear what you guys have to say about it. Again, we both enjoyed it. But yeah, thank you, and we'll see you guys next time. So bye bye.
All right, guys. Thanks to everybody for joining us here on episode 80 of the Clockwork Cantina. We appreciate and love. My camera's not like the way it should be. Appreciate all the love and support that you guys give us every episode. These episodes are up on Spotify, up on Google Podcast, up on the RSS feed as well. You can grab them at any of those places. And please do grab them from those places if you can, because the better those numbers are, the higher chance we have of getting some sponsors to help pay some of the bills on this show, and possibly go toward like giveaways and stuff in the future. So if you like this stuff, go give us a download. Also available on Spotify. I don't know if I said Spotify, but check it out live on Spotify and stuff like that. Um, look, the numbers look good. We look good. Awesome. Tomorrow, come to Daniel's stream. We're gonna be playing Red Dead with a new update. I'm not sure what time the update drops. I assume early, so we could probably get it downloaded
So
pretty early.
I was looking up the things, and there's it'll be 6 a.m. my time, 9 a.m. your time,
Fuck yeah! So it'll be ready
uh
for us.
2 p.m. UK, 3 p.m. Europe, 5 to 7 gig download. So prepare for that.
All right.
And yeah, so there's your timing. Get ready, everybody, because
Awesome.
we gonna be some cowboy again tomorrow. You know what I'm saying?
Hell yeah, friend. So come by for that. Also, make sure to keep coming by Daniel's stream because we're gonna finish up Saints Row sometime this week. Probably Wednesday. We'll probably be done with it.
Yeah,
Um,
Wednesday probably.
And just keep an eye on this channel. I might go live and finish up Mass Effect anytime now. I gotta knock it out. I just haven't felt really motivated to stream too much. It happens. Some things happen and just the way it be sometimes. Which is probably a good thing I don't make a living off of this, because um um other than that, we'll be seeing you guys next time. Thank you for all your support, and I'm gonna run some ads as we close the show here and end this recording. Bye bye, y'all.